Hey, Sassy Fam, welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous, and Happy New Year! Yay! How appropriate today, then. It's Intimate Tarot. Yeah, let's see what some of the shenanigans you all got up to last night and the night before. Right, now you had your fun, and now you're getting called into the principal's office. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was time for Intimate Tarot, one of my favorites and a cornerstone to this channel. Many of you know what it's about. For those of you who are not familiar with Intimate Tarot, like always, everything you need to know about this reading type, what you can expect from it, what's it about, whom it serves, the purpose of it, so on and so forth, description box. Yes, everything you need to know about Intimate Tarot is in the description box. But just to let you know, most of my regulars, they would tell you, Intimate Tarot readings, they're really not too dissimilar from the general love readings. Okay, it just has additional layers of intimacy woven into it, yeah? Because I believe all energies are worthy of looking at, because the more you know, right? So much the better. And like I said, I want to see what some of y'all got up to over New Year's Eve and day. Some of you might still be recovering from New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. No, I can't fault you for that. But like always, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit, right? And just because it's Intimate Tarot, no, you don't necessarily have to be connected to anyone. I will often see people on their own, making decisions about things closing, opening, and somewhere in between. So no, you don't have to be attached to someone intimately currently to enjoy these readings. It might still resonate, yeah? But like I said, take it resonates, leave it does not, because these are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is frustrating, but it's also very, very normal. Check out the placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Is there anything else to add? Nah, we can save stuff for another day. But once more, Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope it was fantastic and celebratory and just frankly fun. We could all do with a little bit more fun, you know what I mean? Once more, cheers to you all. And I will see you for the Sunday check-in, maybe some shorts, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands, your own particular reserve of intimate energies, and how you're feeling them these days. Show me that. Leo, intimate energies, show me. Show me those Leo intimate energies. What's going on? Oh, Two of Swords, the Knights of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Your kind of intimate self is very much looking for permission to move forward on something, but you're confused. The bigger part of you, the Emperor, wants an answer. You are someone who automatically told me you take pride in being able to control your sexual self. You're saying you're very much in command of it, okay? A big portion of your sexual energy is comfortably under a firm check as the Emperor. You're saying, I know what I know, I like what I like, I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to. I know these things about myself. And I can be calm, cool, and steady with my sexual energies. Knights of Pentacles, you're like, I don't rush. I don't like rushing my intimate energies. I understand. Some people are slow burners, honey. And that can make the burn that much sweeter, right? I'm looking at a Leo. You enjoy a slow burn. How you experience your sexual energies. You like the anticipation. You like the lead up. I get it. And like, again, that all comes from a steady background as the Emperor. I control my sexual energies. They don't control me. Got it. Full respect. Two of Swords. There's some confusion, though. Your Emperor is kind of seeking permission to move forward in a particular direction, but there's a question of, okay, I'm calm, I'm steady, I'm cool, I know myself. But I question my direction sometimes. That tells me you naturally feel something in some way, but allowing yourself to open up towards it, would it be welcome? Should you even go there? Let's find out, okay? But in terms of your intimate self, you're like, yeah, I'm in tune with it. I dig it, right? When I feel it, I feel it. But you know what? I'm also responsible with it, and I take my time. As the Two of Swords, something here to question. Should I move forward in that direction? Would my sexual energies even be welcome in that direction? What's going on? Let's take a look at Leo, please. You might have some Strong Aries in your chart. What's going on? Three of Cups. Excuse me. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's the hesitation again. The Nine of Cups. The Magician. The Sun. Oh, yeah. Page of Cups. The Five of Wands. The Lovers. Oh, it's a little tense in there. Just a little bit. A little tense. Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles. You're showing me hesitation. Again, not trying to tease you, darling. I imagine you do enough of that on your own. Now, and by that I mean that's the privilege of being the Emperor and Empress in your intimate energies. You know how to give a little out. But again, still in control of it. So no one ever really knows, right, what your true intimate intentions are until you declare them. So the Three of Cups, emotionally and intimately, would you like to connect with somebody? Yeah, you thought about it. You thought about it. But you're still showing me conservation. And there's nothing wrong with that. Four of Pentacles, it's all right. Especially when it comes to more intimate selves, right? We don't want to just give it all away. Excuse me. The thing is that, excuse me, but you kind of want to. I can kind of see through it. You know, and you kind of want to. But you're showing me a lot of hesitation. Nine of Cups is shared between yourself and someone else. It would actually please you both in a way that kind of ticks your boxes, if you will, with that sense of this would please me. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment at the more personal level. It would please you to connect with somebody, but you're currently showing me that you haven't authorized any movement. Again, hesitation. But it would please you. In your heart, it would please you. It would please your emotional self and it would please your intimate self. Okay? You're saying that's easy. That's not why you're hesitating. Okay. Over here, the Magician, the Sun. Yeah, someone wants to feel warm with you. In a very almost literal translation, they're manifesting. Okay. Now, the manifestation of the Sun in intimate energies is exactly what it sounds like. It's beautiful, but it's not all that. It's a sense of warmth. Okay, sharing an intimate sense of warmth. Feeling happy in each other's company. And that doesn't sound mind-blowing. But if there has been hesitation on both sides, if there's been conflict, and there has been a little bit of conflict between you two, sometimes all we can do is kind of hope to be in each other's company in a way that's happy and relaxed. And you can feel the warmth of each other's good energies and intentions and maybe feel the warmth of each other's intimate energies in a way that just says we're close. Okay, and that's all I see them pulling. So the thing is with manifestation, the other person has to want it back. All right? That would be you. In this instance, darling, you'd have to want this back in order to meet the manifestation. All right? So you don't have to. You kind of do want it back because the Nine of Cups, you both share it. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. You're still showing me hesitation. Despite the fact that, Leo, I'm looking at, you acknowledge that you would like to kind of meet this person halfway. You acknowledge that you would like to respond to some level of manifestation that they are exhibiting or putting out there in the universe, if you will. But then we bump up against that 3D, allowing yourself to move towards it. Your mind steps in and says, I don't know if I should respond, I don't know if I should respond, I don't know if I should respond. Because you can feel the desire. It's in you. It's within you internally, once more. And then you can kind of feel the pull of the external manifestation, right? So you're already kind of meeting them, calling it out. Here it is. You're already meeting them halfway. Energetic principles. Okay? You just can't see it. Allowing it to happen in the 3D, that's where you hesitate, right? Because that's when it gets real. Page of Cups, Five of Wands, the Lovers. Oh yeah, we know this person. We know this person. And we've had a little tiff. We've had some arguments I think that sometimes the sexual energy is such, it gets in the way with the Five of Wands, gets a little combative. There's a frustration over the heart principle, Page of Cups. You're saying there's not enough love to pull on from this person, or that there's been conflict over the heart space and how little someone has to offer. That's a valid argument. I can't dispute that. So while you both share a desire principle to connect, emotionally, in terms of self-pleasure, you're saying that's probably all I can expect from this. If I connect with it, it would please somewhere in me, yes, but you don't think it'll amount to much more than that self-pleasure. It would please me personally, it would please them personally. But between us, perhaps there's not a lot to offer. Because it's like, even the simplest of heart space with this person has proven to be a conflict time and again. I need more. I need more than me being personally satisfied or them being personally satisfied. Because you're saying you otherwise wouldn't have any problem connecting to them in very simple ways. 3 Cups, the Sun. There has always been, it seems, a pre-existing argument, emotionally as well as sexually, about how little there is to offer beyond one personal sense of pleasure, which again is a valid argument. And had it been any other connection other than lovers, I don't see what all the fuss would have been about, and I don't think you would have either. An Emperor, Empress would have already moved on from this. Yeah, I like connecting to you. Yeah, it feels good, but it doesn't have much else to do. An Emperor and Empress doesn't really have a hard time making that kind of call, you understand? But it's over the lovers. So it's one of those complicated connections. Complicated because it's a multi-layered bonding system. And you two already have, it's strong. It's strong, honey. It's very strong in terms of that personal sense of pleasure and that strong sense of intimacy and spiritual connectivity that's really hard to define, but it's strong as hell, right? It's hard when you have something, when you're experiencing it so strongly, but there remains a constant argument over one of the bonding systems, and that is opening up to this in a way that's much more significant than just beyond what I personally or you personally can get from it. I got you. Raise your hand if you've been through that shit. I know. Let's get some advice. It's valid, honey. I can't tell you what to do. I think your hesitation's there for a reason. I'm not going to knock you for that 2 of Swords as much as I hate it. I can't say that I don't understand it. And if you've ever been through it, you know what I'm talking about. And it's nice that they're not manifesting anything more than, you know, wanting to share the warmth or a sense of happiness. That's nice. But you're like, this isn't my first rodeo with this person, you know? There's always a conflict over the smallest of investments, going beyond one's personal sense of personal fulfillment and feeling good. And 9 of Cups is quite powerful, right? But it can also be extremely indulgent. In other words, it doesn't amount to much other than personal indulgence, and sometimes in these connections, and that's what I'm seeing for you today. Let's get some advice, please, for Leo. So don't blame me for holding back, and I don't blame you for trying to connect over this person's manifestation, but whether or not you always will, I don't know. 7 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 6 of Cups, that's what I'm saying. You have so many outstanding questions over this connection. You, from your point of view, as far as you two are concerned, from your point of view, emotionally, sexually, and mentally, Ace of Swords, you're saying, I'm soul bonded to this person. I know that. I'm not stupid. You're saying you hesitate because you've yet to receive any evidence that it goes beyond one's personal sense of indulgence and feeling good, right? It's not enough that I make you feel good or you make me feel good. Why are we always arguing about it meaning something greater, right? Opening up to love, 7 of Cups, getting it out of options and into something substantial. I don't know, honey. This is going to definitely be your call, because if you need more from this, you need more from this. 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. You're like, realistically looking back over this on time or over time, it never works out. It never works out. You achieve so much, but it always gets cut in half, the efforts. You're saying you two know how to work together, but the end result is always cut in half. What are you supposed to do with that? I'm looking at a Leo. If I were to define your reading today, you know what you know about this person or this connection. In terms of the personal sense of selfishness and personal indulgence, this feels good to me. It feels good to them, but we always come up against the same argument. That's why you hesitate to respond to their manifestation, because you're like, I already know what I'm going to get from this. It doesn't change. My efforts at trying to build or rebuild with this, it's always cut in half or undermined, or someone just can't step up and do the same. Especially, it shouldn't be such an argument to open up from the heart. It really shouldn't. Okay? Yes, baby. All right, some of you made that decision, moving on, and you're going to continue to move on from this. So you acknowledge, and this is good on you, that you acknowledge that you have a Six of Cups. You acknowledge that this was a Lover's, because you will always feel the pull of it in some way, so that's very wise of you. And you're saying, because I still feel the pull of it, I also am very experienced with it. You're saying, literally looking back on time, we have an established pattern of working and breaking, and it always amounts to me being shortchanged or falling under the profit margin of whatever this connection is. You're like, I have the results. I don't deny the results. I feel what I feel. I'm still strongly connected to them, and I still choose to move on. My intimate energies and my emotional energies. So it's like, thank you very much for pulling on me. Thank you very much for trying to share the warmth with me. But other than what I personally make you feel or you personally make me feel, you and I have no growth pattern. That's based on real experience and real observation. All right. So again, moving on for some of you, number 12, you're very informed, Leo. And again, I'm glad that you're showing me empowerment over your sexual energies, because if you hadn't had enough experience with this, it might have pulled you back into it and regained the same experience with it and kept doing the same thing with it. So I'm going to say good on you. Good on you for figuring it out. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and jump straight to charms. Yeah, I know it's no easy thing. That tells me how much work you've done in this and how experienced you are with this connection, that you can pointedly say, I'm familiar with it. I know my reactions to it. I've been there, I've done that with this connection. I'm choosing to move on from it, not re-engage with it. And I feel their magician qualities. I'm not going to approach it. Okay? You're going to stay on your side of the spiritual line, I suppose, if you will. Okay, I understand. We have the letter D. We have the music note. Music for some of you is very, very important. Your hobby, your profession. Okay. We have the snowflake, time of winter, transformation, Scorpio energy as well. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles or the Tree of Life. You're connected, resourceful, networked. You've seen a lot in life. You rely upon experience to inform you of what's up. So while you have a strong sense or grasp on your sexual energy, you also rely on what's real and valid to guide you, as it should be. Leo, honey, hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands and just kind of take a gauge on where you are with your more intimate energies, yeah? Some of those Sagittarius, intimate energies. What's going on for Sag? Show me the Sagittarian intimate energies, please. What's up? And once we clarify your Ace of Wands, we'll build your baseline. What's going on? Show me the Ace of Wands, please, for Sag. King of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Well, okay. It's interesting. Such beautiful heart space, the King of Cups. I thank you. So let's be clear. Ace of Wands is tied to your heart. In other words, you're a very passionate person by nature. Passion extends beyond sexuality. And you're showing me that as case in point today. You're saying whatever it is you do, you throw yourself into it 100%. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're not fired up for it, then you don't love it. If you don't love it, you don't do it. That's it. So right away, you're showing me a Sagittarius who is showing me characteristics of how one thing leads to the other. You're saying your elements are very much tied to who you are comprehensively. You don't just associate your passion with sex. You associate it with living life and making the most of it. So straight away, you showed me you're a big-hearted person, but you're also highly grounded. Founded, Ten of Pentacles. You grew this up from nothing with the Page of Swords. So you're saying that's all thanks to passion and knowing who you are and operating from a place of a big heart. This is great. So you're saying you only put yourself the best of your passions, your sense of interest, curiosity, ambitions, drives, focus, hope. Everything that you do is connected to a deeper feeling in you that has to be comprehensive in nature, because you're saying you're growing something and you did it from almost a nothing space with the Page of Swords. That's an overall arching system of how you live life, honey. I'm just trying to check out your intimate energies, but you're saying that's one of the things, though, that gives me pride. You know, it gives your sense of sexual confidence is in there, too. And what you pursue and why you do it. You're saying you're so fired up for life. It's not really necessarily tied down to just one other person. You're just saying, I give everything my all. So that includes your sexual energies, too. But you're saying right now, your biggest focus is your life, your foundation, everything you put into it, which is beautiful, honey. But let's narrow that down a little bit. Let's see if anything's personally rocking your boat these days, other than you just being so fired up for everything that you do, which I have a huge respect for, by the way. I get that. I do. And I respect the fact that you built yourself up from nothing, you know. I love that. Let's take a look. Oh, that's great. It really is. That's so beautiful. But I just kind of want to see a little bit more on your more personal, intimate side, though, you know. But I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I do. What's going on for Sag, please? Let's see, Sag. And there's some people who really understand how that conversion process works, right? You can be someone who's naturally passionate, naturally fired up, okay? And then you funnel that into other things. And that's how you create success, right? Ace of Wands. Ooh, Ten of Cups. No. Okay. Ace of Swords. The Nine of Wands. And the Chariot. Okay. The Empress. The Eight of Swords. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I don't see much potential in that one either. It is what it is, honey. Something's either available or it's not. I mean, I got you talking. And you're talking kind of, except, again, right now you're showing me an emphasis on other things. And I'm sorry if this is disappointing the Sagittarius who saw your last check-in, or... yeah, it was predictions, and it was just lovers and Ace of Wands. It was so inspiring and beautiful. I was hoping to see an extension of that. You're like, not today. No, you are someone who is so deeply appreciative of everything that you have, and you have such a loving background, and straight away you opened up with, I have something bigger in mind with the Ten of Cups. So you're saying whatever it is you're talking to, you have that in the background of your energies. It's like if it doesn't harmonize, and then it's not going to stay. You made that very clear. So right now, the only intimate energies you're showing to someone is through your words, Eight of Wands. And it's kind of like if they can't connect to you through language first, you're not going to bother. I get it. No, I get it. I completely get it. If people can't speak up and say what they need to say, then it's done. That's screening right there. That's screening 101. That's like 90% of how I operate. What are you telling me? Nothing useful. Okay. It's sorry, but it's kind of like, do you have something to say? No. Anything that's helpful? No. Anything that makes me consider you in any way that's unique or valuable? No. Are you getting to the point, or you're playing games? Yeah. Okay. There you go. Thanks. Okay. And that's it. That's it. You're saying you rely heavily on communication to inform you, because otherwise you just don't have time for it. And again, I respect that. It's a bit cheeky, but you're also very honest. It's kind of like, I've got bigger things to do. Oh, God. Anyway, Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's some rough communication between yourself and someone else, but their words are blocked. Their intentions are blocked. They have Nine of Wands. There's sexual frustration in there, yes, but it's being blocked. They're not saying what they need to say, honey. Someone's too afraid to speak up or pipe up about what they want. It's like, why are you talking to me? They have a strong chariot attached to them, which is great. That can be emotional and sexual forward momentum, but they're not using it. So again, what's the point? There's the intention, not going through. There's the intention, I ain't saying shit. There's the feeling, I'm not going to allow that feeling out. Why are you talking to me? Right now it's Ace of Swords, it's factual based, and it's not doing anything to jump your circuit. It's not doing anything for them to endear you any further. You're like, I'm highly connected. Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, these are on my mind always. Do you have something unique or interesting to say? They do. They do. No words are coming out that are useful to you, to get your interest, to re-engage you, to make you pay attention to them intimately or otherwise. I hate seeing stuff like this where the feeling for somebody's strong. They have the momentum potential, but they're not living up to the potential. They block it. So it's kind of like, again, if you're going to say something, for God's sake, say it. What do you have to say? I love you. I'm crazy about you. I want to see you. I'm sorry. Something, something, something. But no, it's to the facts. And you're like, it's pleasantries then. Okay, pleasantries. Got it. Okay, the Empress, that's you. Eight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. You're like, this, I don't have time for this. Again, the Emperor and Empress in sexual tarot, intimate tarot. They're saying, I know what my worth is. Sexual energy, and whatever this is, isn't worth giving myself to or opening up towards. Because again, they open up to the right people. Because they're saying, this is worthy of me. And if it's not worthy of them, they dismiss it. Now, there's something in here where you feel sad. It's like, that's a shame. That's a shame. I wish you had more to give me to work with, because you have no reason to consider this person further. So I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know what the blockage is. You got a lot going on for you, and that tends to be your focus. And I'm not trying to take away from the fun of the reading, but right now the side I'm looking at, having fun, isn't really a priority. Could you? Absolutely. I can tell that you really appreciate your words, like you're fun. You can have fun with words if you wanted to. You could get your flirt on. You could send out some sexy messages if you wanted. I bet you are an excellent communicator. In fact, many of you, I would put good money on it that you flirt first with your words. You think that's everybody? That's not true. That's not true. I think some of you are actually quite the master at it. If you wanted to use your words to get your flirt on, to get somebody's attention, you could if you wanted to, but they're not giving you anything to work with. What are you supposed to do with that, honey? Actually, speaking of which, let's do some advice. That's so frustrating. In terms of your intimate self, like I said, the Emperor and Empress, that kind of sexual energy is literally at their disposal. One of their complications, but also pro, is to withhold when they think this isn't worthy of me, you know. But they're very comfortable with their body and their sexual energies. Otherwise, very comfortable with your sexual energy, your presentation, your body, your shape, your form, everything. And it's like, it's a shame. Eight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. It's like, you don't see the point of this. There's really no point in pursuing it further. Okay. All right. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. It's just, I'm looking at a Sag, just like you've got about 1,000 other things you could be communicating with that might have more potential than this, because you seem to be deeply connected. And I must say, quite the catch. Quite the resource, quite the catch, quite the, you know, you have that sexual energy just oozing from you, but you know to keep it in check. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. You're saying whatever this is takes too long. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Page of Cups. The intimacy takes too long to build with this person. The emotional connection takes way too long. And you're saying you have established connectivity with this. You're saying, I know what to expect from this. It takes too long to express itself. It never gets to the point. Does it want me? Does it seek me out emotionally, sexually, both? One, the other? Get to the point. What do you want? You're saying it takes too long, and that's why it's not worth you exploring further. You're like, I know what I can do. I know what I'm bringing to the table, honey, and my passion could extend to this or anybody. if it stepped up and spoke for itself, right? But it's like it's giving me nothing to work with. And I understand that. You shouldn't have to dig, honey, for people's intentions. You shouldn't have to dig and ask people to get to their point. Why are you contacting me? No change plus no change equals no change. Damn, give a bitch something to work with, you know? I mean, honestly, because you're like, do you see what I can do? I could throw that passion onto you. I could throw that love onto you. But no, it's like... I hate that. I hate seeing the strength of someone's sexual energy and emotional energy, and then they're like, block. Okay. Ooh, boo-boo. I'm preaching to the choir, ain't I? Yes, I is. You might have some strong Scorpio in your chart. You're not the Empress once, but twice. You're saying, I'm not going to balance with this. It's not worth it. Okay. You're saying, I know what to expect from it. The communication is too small. The intimate exchange is too small. And the emotional development is way too damn small, if not timid, intimidated, or... we're working with peanuts, and honey, you ain't going to the circus. I mean, honestly, we don't want appetizers, all right? We don't want peanuts. We don't want to be amused. We don't want to be entertained. We want the real thing. And you said point blank, I'm not balancing with this. Ooh. Oh. Yes, honey, you do need to know yourself. Because you got so much to go for you, honey. You have so much that speaks to you other than your intimate self, which, again, is dead gorgeous, dead sexy. And one of the things that makes you so sexy is all that speaks for you and around you and precedes you, reputation and what you've built. I mean, that's one of the things that makes you such a catch and so quality. And this person can't even crack open some fucking communication for you to work with? No, come on now. Yeah, awareness. Like I said, you're very aware of this situation. Number 16, also Scorpio here again. So again, you might have some strong Scorpio in your chart, but a strong sense of awareness about the situation, and that includes your own sense of self-worth, intimately or otherwise. All right. We have the letter C, B. Again, honey, I couldn't make this up if I tried. We have 4 or 5 indications of Scorpio at this point. So here we have that keyword passionate. That's what I'm saying. People who are naturally passionate throw themselves into everything that they do, and then the success principle shows. Congratulations to you. I can see where you came from, and you have built an empire. Well done. But your passion has taken you far, and it could extend to someone personally too. But you cannot give someone who's too afraid to open up to it. What are you going to do? Give them a treasure when they're just going to fumble it? No. We have the Medina of Pisces, the key word here being intuitive. Yes, not only are you intuitive, we're passionate as well. We have the owl in reverse. Someone here is clearly lacking wisdom and insight. Got it. Okay, so this is where we're at today, Saggy honey. I know it wasn't the most thrilling, but I do want to confirm that you are absolutely a gorgeous, sensual creature. You keep on with your fabulous self. The right one will be in time. Leaving, 19, yeah, leaving. You've made a conscious decision to leave this. You're just too aware of it. You know too much about the situation or person. It's like they will never speak up, and they will never engage me correctly. They will never be honest about what they want, or they will never come forward with what they want. You're calling it for what it is, in other words. It's not meant to be cruel. It's just you don't want to waste your time with this. They look like a time waster. Okay, and you have experience with it. All right, Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands and just kind of gauge where your personal, intimate energies are these days. What is going on, please, for Aries? Some of that Aries, intimate energy. What's going on, please, for Aries? Some of the Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Good job. Yay. Aries like, thank you. It would please me greatly, Christina, to kind of start over. We're going to do new. Yes. I have been waiting for a while for that Aries collective to turn it around. Okay? I've been waiting for Aries to be Aries. And you know what? That patience pays, no matter what I see in your baseline today. In terms of your operating sense of self, passion, knowledge, Ace of Swords, realistic investment, Ace of Pentacles, and your personal sense of wish fulfillment, Nine of Cups, at heart. And in loin and in mind, I am looking at an Aries who knows they should be operating under the principles of new. Okay? Here's your passionate self, mental self, your physical self, and your emotional self. 9 of Cups, it would please you greatly for new. This is a wish fulfillment. No matter what I see, okay, on this table, this is something that you feel deeply now. You acknowledge, and you can realistically see for yourself. And I want you to have it. Your intimate energies want this. Your mind wants this. Your realistic endeavor that is the Ace of Pentacles wants this. And your heart wants it too. New. Right? New. New. Yay. Now, having said that, let's check out your baseline. Okay, what's going on? Show me that Aries Collective, please. Show me that Aries Collective. I know that feeling, darling. It's so good. It's so good. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yes. Let's take a look at Aries, please. Sorry, I started drifting there for a second. Judgment. Page of Wands. Yay. Page of Cups. The Hermit. The Ten of Swords. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So, I am. 7 of Wands, the Lovers, the King of Pentacles. You're not the first person to show me this. Good. A lot of people are making decisions these days to not go back to the past. Not because it's wrong, but because it's what's right for them. Okay. There's a big difference between I'm not going back to the past because it's wrong versus I'm not going back to the past because I understand it's right. Okay. It's a different mental energy. It's a different focus. It's more of a spiritual thing. Guidance, lessons learned. Count me out so I can start counting myself in. You've done some beautiful work here, my friend. That means none of it was easy. The more beautiful the work I see, the more hard-earned it was. Mm-hmm. You can only go through something like this if you had your absolute ass kicked. So let's talk about it. Judgment, Page of Wands. You feel, first of all, I like how you connect. I congratulate you for this because not everybody gets this. I like how you connect your passionate, your intimate self with your sense of spirituality. I like that. That's good. That means you've done a lot of good work. You understand that your sense of sex is sacred to you. In other words, you don't just go handing it out. It means something to you. When you point it outwards, it needs to mean something to you, right? Your natural sense of curiosity, being open, ambitious, fiery, nervous too, that's all in there. And you have been feeling in all those areas of the flame, because that's what this is, fire, it's the flame. That you've learned your lessons in sex. You've learned your lessons in spirituality. And you've also learned that it's time to open up to new. And this is your decision. It's not just a lesson, it's your decision too with judgment. And it's a good judgment. It looks really good on you. Okay. The way you just know inherently that it's right makes you open up and blossom like some sort of beautiful flower. Okay. The way you can kind of feel yourself unfolding to the knowledge makes you smile a little bit like that. I know I'm ready for new. I want new, and I've learned my lessons. I think I have. Pretty sure I have. And I think it's time for me to open up in that way. You feel it. It's not like a mental dedication. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. And a lot of people do that, and you got to start somewhere, right? I respect that. You got to start somewhere. But when you know it and when you spiritually feel it, two different things. Okay? One says you're really, really ready. And I think you are. You're very ready. Page of Cups is shared between you and someone else. The Hermit, Ten of Swords. There's a person's not really feeling their intimate energies towards you. More like a need to kind of close off and heal from the past experiences. Ten of Swords, the pain. Most likely an ending here I'm seeing for this person. I don't see them looking to heal with you. They seem to have their back turned to you, which is good because you seem to be dedicated towards new. That makes me feel reassured that they're no longer pointing sex towards you or their heart towards you. So I'd say good luck to them on their healing process, okay? You know, I hope they learned what they needed to learn based on experience. The Hermit here is one of my favorite cards in healing for tarot because he is healing based on experience, looking back on the past, and this is what we did. This is what actually happened. I'm going to take a look at these things and heal from them. It's going to hurt, though, but that's the best healing does because it makes us acknowledge the pain within ourselves and how we played into it, what our part was. We need to acknowledge our part. That way we don't carry it over to someone else. Okay, that's just one of the best ways you know if someone's healed from old relationships, by the way, is that at some point you ask, you know, I'd say a couple weeks into dating, so how did you get over your old relationship or your old ex, you know, because I know what I did. And if someone says, I don't really know, I just kind of moved on, red flag, right? Big old red flag. Someone needs to be able to articulate how they healed and moved on. Okay. I know for certain areas I'm looking at, you would be able to articulate very well how you've healed because you've learned what you needed to learn. So I wish them that same sense of luck and the deep work that comes with it and understanding. But it doesn't involve you, excuse me. Let me make that point clear. It's isolated from you. Page of Cups is still shared between you two in some way. You have some small feeling for them. Let's just call it caring. And that returned, you know, I care about Aries. I'm sure that that's true. Okay? Caring about someone is not the same as loving them. But you can honestly say that both of you. I'm sorry, I have to insist on that point. Because people can say, I care about you, and then have absolutely no follow through. Care is an action, not a feeling. Okay? It confuses people all the time when we're talking about love, and how can they say they still care about me but not love me? That's proof. Care is an action. It's not just a feeling. So while you two still care about each other, it's not from the point of view of taking action towards each other. Intimately, sexually, or otherwise. That's not on the table. Literally. 7 of Wands, the Lovers, King of Pentacles. You know deep down that your sexual energy towards this person is going to be forever blocked. It will never be fully opened, welcomed, or it's just repeating pattern. You know, practically speaking, as someone who has experience with this connection, that you have to leave it alone. It will not be easy. The Lovers connection is a very strong one, but that doesn't mean it's functioning. Whatever this is doesn't function. I love the Lovers connection, I do, but it's such a pain in the ass. For it to operate, it has to be fully chosen by two people. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, everything has to be chosen. You're saying, I can't choose it, or I can't afford to choose it. With the King of Pentacles there, practically speaking, it's not a good choice. And you know that. So I see you continuing to block your sexual energy towards this, and then also the practical application of it. I don't see you wanting to connect to it. Again, let me reassure you, you're not the first person to show me this. A lot of people are making some strong decisions here in the new year. I will see just as many decisions later down the line about people wanting to reconnect because they feel it's correct. You're like, I figured it out, man. I dialed it in. I know that blocking this is the best thing. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it. But practically speaking, this is a non-functioning connection. I don't care how strong it is. You're right. Okay. Somebody I want to say Leo, maybe a little bit. It's not exactly the same, but maybe Leo, possibly. You, however, are showing me the strongest example of being ready for new, though. And accepting that and accepting what you learned from this and your role in it. As far as your personal sexual energy, I think we've discussed it. You're open, you're naturally passionate, and you have enough love for yourself to understand new. I can tell that not only are you comfortable with your body, you are showing me discernment, like I said, with your sexual energy. You understand it has a spiritual application as well. And there's just no point in expressing your sexual energy to just anyone, because then it's no longer sacred. And I think that's beautiful. I understand that philosophy. I do. You know, it's not special when you don't understand how it's connected to you. And that's fine. And not everybody has to have deep sexual connections. That's fine. And they can have little pages and little knights running around, and they just interact and they throw that flame around. In a way, though, it's kind of sad because they don't understand how the fire extends well beyond that, you know. But that's people's journeys, man. You know, what are you gonna do? Some people, they just need the fun. That's it. They're always just looking for fun. But that's not you, honey. That's not the Aries I'm looking at. All right. No. Ten of Swords, the Emperor, that's you. Four of Pentacles. I understand you said it's over and that you have to refrain. Okay. That you have to refrain. It's over. You won't give to this anymore. Four of Pentacles. You're saying there's too much hurt and that you did your part to overcome that. So you choose to refrain. I understand. And like once more, you're showing me a conservative effort with your sexual energy. Again, the Emperor and Empress are empowered in sexual tarot. That means they know who to give all of that to or absolutely nothing to. Okay? Because they're about exclusivity. Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands, you've blocked the communication. And you're saying you do so from heart with the Ace of Cups because you did love this at some point. You're saying from your own sense of heart more than... See, now this is where you're showing me beyond care is an action. You're saying because you love this, you will block the communication from it. Okay. Yeah, so that's an action. You really do care about this then. You're saying, I know what's right and it's hard. Okay, wow. There you go then, my darling. Good luck on your journey on you. And then also, again, blocking the communication. So once more, you can pursue and be open to the right thing. That would be your final ace right there. Good job. Okay. Yes, but in blocking the communication and everything else and conserving your sexual energy and not expressing towards this, again, you kind of unlocked, if you will, your final ace. So I don't know if any of you game, but you know how it is. You unlock the bonus. There you go. You're very ready. You got the complete set. Wrath, number 29. I'm sure that there was sexual anger in there and being excluded. I see where you pushed this off several times. It was a conscious decision to do so. I'm sorry if they are angry. That's one of the things they have to work through. Number 29. Trust. We cannot trust this. But you can trust that you need to leave this. Okay? Number 14, awareness, leaving. Trust that you have enough awareness for what it is to leave this. Or rather not to engage with it. Okay? We have the letter D. We have the medallion of Taurus. Some of you have some strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting. We have the bicycle here. Confirmation for some of you. Pro cyclists, exercise, hobby. I don't know. The bicycle for some reason. And then the owl, upright, the wisdom, the insight, the ability to fly as well. Okay. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands. Just doing a quick temperature check of your intimate energies directly. Show me that Aquarian sexual energy. Show me that Aquarian sexual energy. Show me that Aquarian sexual energy, please. The King of Cups. The World. Strength. Well, you still have passion for something or somebody. Yeah, I don't think you deny that. You're saying that's not really the key issue here. It's your heart space. King of Cups, that's fairly sizable, right? Ownership of one's feelings, the strength of them, the conviction, the intuitive process too is in there. The World. Your heart's recently undergone some major transformation, changes, but it's done so under strength of will. It was important to you. You kind of converted your natural passion that you have for something or someone, I should say, and you made that your strength instead of your weakness. It's time I recognize that my feelings have changed. They no longer point in a particular direction. And if I'm willing to admit that and feel that and stay in that feeling, then that means I can acknowledge that this is closing out, which also means I have the strength to open up. It's quite a bit to work with in there. I can tell that you have a bold heart, and once you are kind of settled in your heart, you're good. You feel what you feel. And it's kind of like you're saying, something has cycled out in my feelings. And it took me strength of will to understand that. It took me strength of passion to understand that. And so it's not that your passion's over, that your hearts or feelings are over. No, no, no. It's just you're saying where they used to point, they no longer do. You're closing a door, and it took you strength to do this. And now you're being so brave and so bold as to open a new door in another direction. Again, people are showing me what the heck is up for them in 2025. Wow. Just in various ways. Wow. Let's see your baseline. I can tell you otherwise quite... There you are in the split. Moving it forward for some of you, the Chariot. You're otherwise quite bold. Bold of heart, bold of passion. And it took you strength of will to close out the cycle. It will take you strength of will to engage in a new one. But I just know that when your heart settles upon it, it's settled. There's really not much room for dispute in there. What's going on for you? The High Priestess. The Queen of Swords. Strength, there it is again. 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups. I see that someone misses you terribly. That's... Both of those are emotional history that hurts quite a bit. 7 of Cups. The Devil. The King of Wands. Okay. I'm not going to dispute that too much because you're not. You seem to know what you know. And I don't blame you for arriving to the conclusion that you did. But yeah, you're saying it's in your best interest then that your heart learns to let this go. To be so strong, to be so bold as to let this go. And that includes your passions too. So long as you continue to feed it, you understand that you continue to feed the worst parts of it. Your High Priestess, your sexual GPS is there. Okay, in that respect of, more often than not, you're an Aquarius that listens to yourself. You listen to yourself in terms of what you feel, and then intellectually what you understand too, so it's a great combination. Your intuitive self and your intelligent self work together. Again, brilliant. And when it comes to your intimate expression, it's the same. You have a sense of, this is navigating me. I feel compelled to this, I feel attracted to this, and I try to listen to that. But you're also saying I use my mind too. And there's things that you just understand when you look at someone else. You understand them intellectually. And there's things that you feel when you feel towards someone else and you understand them intuitively. You're quiet about the whole thing. You're keeping a lot of what you know and feel to yourself. And that is strategic or done by choice. It's part of your strength of will. It's like, I don't care how passionate I was towards this or how in love I was with it. I'm keeping silent towards it. Because again, you know what you know and you feel what you feel. You're using strength as an operative choice here to push away. Again, that's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. I have to remind people all the time that strength works both ways. To go like this or to go like this. So you keep this at arm's length from you until like your process is complete. All right. Emotionally and in terms of passionately. It's like, I can be strong. I can close this out. I have to. I want to. I need to. I have to be strong. I have to close this out. I have to be strong. I have to close this out. So with all due respect to your intuition, which kind of points at this person because you do love them, it seems like you are trying to no longer feel in love with them. And while you intuitively feel passionate towards them or intimately connected to them, intuitively understand you need to close that out too. Okay, so I see you going like this until the process is complete. This person's really caught up in the past. 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups. It's almost like they live for the past and feel for the past. I'm getting a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda vibes from this person. I regret XYZ when it comes to you, or I regret I didn't open up to you. I regret I didn't choose you in the past. It's heavy, 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 heavy past nostalgia. And I have respect for the past. I do, guys. We can't live for the past. They're trying to apply past feelings and overlay it to you on the present. It's kind of like if when I look at you, I wish I had made other choices, but they didn't. They didn't choose you fully or completely in some way, most likely in the 3D world. I don't know. Emotionally, they choose you now from the heart. And I respect people's choice, but it feels like you're choosing me too late from the heart. You wish you had made other choices in the past that ended up being me. And it's coming across as too late. It feels too late. And it feels much too late. I don't know what they're in love with, the feeling they have of you in the past, or that the youth that perhaps you once represented, the sexual energy they got from me in the past. I don't know. But it's so regretful and reminiscent and feeling lost, and I wish, and is that all they have to offer is, I wish something of the past. I wish something of the past. And it's like, I'm trying to live in the present. And you represent the past. Or you only live for the past. Or your feelings for me are only attached in the past and what you would have done then. I don't know. But it's like, I'm not trying to live for the shoulda, coulda, wouldas of what you would have done with me or our connection. You know? Seven of Cups, the Devil, King of Wands. Somebody opened themselves up to some not great energies in the past. Somebody's a little sexually too flippant. Seven of Cups is open to options emotionally and sexually. The Devil's next door to it, so that's not a great combination. And then you put the King of Wands on top of that. Someone here had way too many exploratory sexual experiences. And I'm not trying to knock it, man. I'm not trying to knock it. Yeah, people are going to live their lives the way they live their lives. But somebody was open to way too much sexual influence. They let their fire run away with them, or they were very indulgent in their fantasies. I mean, very indulgent. And there's consequences to that. There's one thing when you're open to options and you're naturally in touch with your fire. That's cool. You know, like I'm naturally a passionate person, but knowing that I would never allow obsession or overindulgence to interfere with my fire processes, because then I wouldn't know who was worth giving that to. It becomes fuzzy because now you're giving it out to everybody or anybody. So there's a difference between someone who's naturally passionate and they know it, and someone who's just like, because I'm naturally passionate, I'm going to go around with this and that and fantasize here and there and just indulgences. And you can't take that person seriously because they don't take themselves seriously. They give it out to everybody. And the way they feel towards you now suggests, I wish I hadn't done that. Because it's like either you can't take them seriously, or they wish they had chosen you in the past because you weren't one of those. I'm guessing that's what happened here. You weren't one of these people that indulged them. You didn't part, because this is behavior, man. This is a behavior pattern, and it's repetitious. It's someone who just gives it away. Indulgence. And it became addictive, a habit, a display. I don't know. Let me have as many sexual experiences as possible. Ooh, let's explore all those crevices. You connect to someone who's like you in the right ways, and it becomes a spiritual connection, loved, secure. Then that's fine, because it's kept between those two, and that means you're connecting the right person who's like you sexually, and you two can appreciate it. You don't diffuse it and give it out to everybody, and then it becomes meaningless. And then how can you like you? You know what I mean? And how can you expect someone else to take you seriously, especially if you live from the heart and you have strength of will and all this other stuff? And it's one of those things. I wish I had chosen you in the past, and maybe But no, someone's devilish, addictive, pattern-based sexual poor behaviors caught up to them. And I have this feeling that you didn't give them that indulgence, and that's why they reminisce or so fondly attached to you, because you didn't do that. And this is what happens when you give it away. You really lose discernment about who's quality until much later, much after that. Oh, Aquarius didn't indulge me. Oh, no, they were a true connection. And I'm sorry. That was a true connection. That was the real deal. That was a true shot. You know, oh, man, that was bumming me out. Let's get some advice. I get it. I understand why you keep this person at arm's length. You had natural love for them and natural sex towards them. You really did. But you're in the process of closing that out. And you can't have their influence in your life because you're still finishing it up, apparently. So I don't blame you for going like this. You're not done closing it out yet. Okay. It's just, it's kind of like they're looking at you and it's like, you could have saved me from myself. You need to save you from you. Don't look to other people to do your work. I have that feeling you didn't play with them. You genuinely loved them and you had real, authentic sexual energy towards them. They weren't some experiment in your eyes. They weren't some fantasy in your eyes. They weren't some indulgence in your eyes. You authentically loved them. And that's why you keep them at arm's length. You're still shutting it down. Okay. Page of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Man, it was hard. It was hard for you to arrive to this conclusion. I'm not saying it weren't, honey. You authentically love this. And you were on the fence about closing it out for a long time, but it's kind of like their real heart space will never truly be available to me. And I can no longer really say the same for them. It's best to let this go. And it hurts. It really hurts. You were on the fence about it for a long time. I don't blame you. I really don't. I'm 6 of Wands in reverse. You have no triumph with this person. You were never sexually intimate with this person, were you? You felt it towards them. But you never claimed victory with this. None. They couldn't claim victory with you either. You authentically loved this person. You authentically had real passion for them from the heart. But you never indulged them. Ever. Page of Swords, Nine of Swords. They think about that in a very immature way. That was their problem. The Fool, Ace of Wands. It's not that you didn't want to, but you didn't indulge them like others had done. Your love for them was real. That's why you didn't do it. Okay. Okay, that's enough of that. Continue on. Trials and tribulations, leaving again. Oh my gosh, the fire signs showed me a lot of stuff. You guys, I'm kind of proud, and I'm sorry these readings are so heavy, but I'm kind of proud for so many folks seeing the things that they need to see and doing the things they need to do for themselves. That's all we can do in this life. So anyway, this is trial. This is hard for you. I'm saying this is strength right here to separate from this. You're currently, again, you're closing out your emotions for this person, keeping them at arm's length. What scares you is that you still feel connected to them. And that's because you two share a past. I understand that. But it's the trials, the strength, and leaving. I can see where you put it off. You probably tried leaving this before, or at least not connecting to it, talking to it, something. But this time it's going to stick. Okay? Okay. The letter D, the letter N, we have the medallion of Aries, Scorpio, and Cancer in the reverse. The key word here being imaginative. That's what I'm saying. Someone's indulgences and fantasies were just played out to the point of rot. We have the snowflake, time of winter, transformation now. I don't think you're carrying this over into the new year, honey. Okay. That's my personal, based on experience, though. Doing this as long as I have. The spatula, hobby, cook, profession. Perhaps you're cooking right now. We have the dolphins. I think you two, these are the twin dolphins where they connect to make a heart. I see that for them now. If people but understood their sexual energies, if they find someone who's connected to them, like them, it's expressed beautifully and connected beautifully. And we don't feel the need to compensate. We don't feel the need to experiment and run wild with it because we're connected to someone like us. And we heal ourselves and explore safely and correctly and from love. You two might have been highly compatible had it not been for that, you know? A lot like you. And I think they realized their love for you much too late. Or that it was really real much too late. Sorry to say. Anyway, that's enough of that. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. I think the next round of IT, Intimate Tarot, will be in February. I don't know I'll necessarily see the same thing. But I want to congratulate you, and I want you to continue to move forward in this process because it's right for you, not because it's wrong for you. Okay? Only if this resonates. Take care. Be well. Gemini, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands. Straight away, just kind of taking a temperature check, if you will, of your sexual energies. What is going on, please, for Gemini? Show me Gemini and that sexual energy, please. Show me Gemini and that sexual energy. What's up? Two of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Fool. Oh, okay. Some of you are kind of cracking open your sexual energies a little bit more these days. Opening up, taking some chances, you know, talking a little bit, flirting a little bit. Two of Wands, trying to keep it in the moment. Nine of Cups, a sense of wish fulfillment. You're kind of saying, this feels good. I like this. It feels exploratory. With the Fool, we're like, yeah, we're talking, you know. We're taking some risks. It feels good. I like it. I like what I feel. So Nine of Cups is kind of coming from a place of indulgence here with the Ace of Wands, and that's okay. In the sense it feels good to me. And you know what? It's not too much. I like this. I like where I'm at. I feel good. I feel good. So good. I'm glad that you feel good. It's your sexual energy, you know, it seems to be in a lane that you're familiar with where things are just kind of open. They're peaking a little bit. We're exploring. But I like how it makes you feel good from the heart, okay? It does. It feels a little bit like you're taking a risk, and that's okay. You need a little bit of risk in order to move anything forward, you know what I'm saying? So I like this. I like this. You're showing me some warm elements here, and this feels good to me, and I'm so glad I opened up. And yeah, what's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's build that baseline, eh? What is going on? What's going on, please, for Gemini? May it be returned favorably. What's going on, please, for Gemini? You're feeling happy? It's okay. We're in that time of indulgence just a little bit. You know, some of you might still be coming down from your celebrations. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So long as we keep our wish fulfillment in a good place for ourselves, you'll be fine, right? All right. What's up? The Emperor. Good. I'm happy to see that. Oh, Seven of Swords. Oh, okay. Oh, the Tower. What's up? Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. Oh, yes. Interesting. Knight of Pentacles. The Star. Judgment. Oh. Oh, you're not seeing too much effort yet. How interesting. It's interesting because straight away you showed me a kind of more playful side. Yeah, I open up a little bit. Feels good. Feels good. I like it. Feels good to me. Feels good. I took a risk. Yay. And I'm glad you took a risk, honey. You know, something, I think you're on the right track for the Gemini I'm looking for. It hit your ignition a little bit. But you took it to such a personal place, like this feels so good to me personally, whatever. And then you're showing me the Emperor. Oh, okay. Big Daddy there. So the Emperor and Empress in Intimate Tarot, they are right up here in terms of exclusivity regarding their sexual energy. By that I mean they're very much in touch with it. They don't deny it. Again, the Emperor and Empress, they are fully accepting of who they are. That's where the empowerment comes from. But they also say, I hold myself accountable for it. So that being said, they don't just hand that energy out to anybody. When you want to be in control of your sexual energy, you can, you will. That's it. That doesn't mean, again, that you're not in touch with it. No, no, no. When you feel it powerfully, right? You can feel it from your very root. And you're saying it's part of what makes you who you are. You don't deny this. But you're also saying, I'm in charge of it. And Seven of Swords. There is something here you're not comfortable showing yet in terms of your sexual energy. Don't get me wrong. It looks like you recently opened up and you might be on the verge of continuing to do so a little bit here and there. And I like that for you because it feels good to you. Okay? But you're saying, I'm not giving all my cards away. No pun intended. I'm not. I'm in charge of it. There's something here you're kind of toying with in your sexual energy where it's not fully up for display. You want to be seen as in control. You want to be seen as in charge of yourself and your impulses and your drives, your sexual drives. You're like, I need to be seen as being in control. It's not that it's not with you, Seven of Swords. It's kind of like a deviant thought. You're like, I have them. I got them. I have those thoughts. I'm not acting on those, though. You're like, just because it's in my head doesn't mean I'm going to say it. I mean, so you're not displaying all of your sexual energy yet. It's more like a warm, fuzzy, just seeing how this connects and opening up kind of thing. But you're saying not all your thoughts are up for grabs yet. So it's like you're playing peekaboo with your sexual energy rather than your intents of expressing them. It's kind of there on the back burner. You share the Tower between yourself and someone else. We'll get to that. They're showing me Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. You know, outside their kind of workaday exterior, they're kind of a little fox, right? A little haughty. So we have someone here who naturally burns bright. This is someone who is in intimate tarot exactly what she or he looks like in terms of vibrancy. They burn bright, like I said, naturally passionate, naturally ambitious, naturally rock and roll, this kind of thing. Eight of Pentacles, but on the forefront, they're solid. They're very solid. They're very practical. They're very reliable, very resourceful. Okay, they might even be successful in real life, I'm sure. But they have a natural tendency to whatever it is that they do, they have their own particular signature that they put on it. It's their stamp. This is how I do things. This is how I burn. This is how I roll. So they are just passionate. If they're not like just overflowing with the natural beauty, they just burn, right, with their own sense of me. This is what I do. That's it. That's it. That's all I got for this person. You are familiar with them to some extent. Now, the Tower, something happened. You just want to point out the obvious. Let's point out the obvious. Something went down between you two. Now, here's what's interesting. I am associating this Tower with you having taken a risk. You did something. You did something. You did a little something. It was enough for you to put a smile on your face, and it's coming across as unexpected to the recipient. Now, it could be them. Reverse the energies as you see fit. It's when we have energies exchange like this, it's kind of hard sometimes to see who is designating what, especially when it's under shared. So I just know one of you is responsible, okay, for initiating something unexpected, and the other person was on the receiving end of it. So you two share that principle of the Tower. I already know that there was background noise between you two. I'm not going into the past. I don't need to discuss that with you today. We're going to jump you right into where you are today. Past elements of the Tower or destructive elements aside, I can see where somebody initiated something unexpected and the other person received it. I believe it was you because, well, you're showing me the giddiness. I made a decision. I'm being a little bit foolish here, but hey, it feels good to me. So again, Two of Wands is active decision making. Okay. And you have the full elements. So I am attributing it to you. But again, you could have been on the receiving end. There you go. And therefore, it was your choice to respond. And you felt a little giddy about that. See what I'm saying? So as it resonates. Regardless, I see how you're kind of still haven't totally revealed your true intent. Okay. It's there, but it's hovering in the background noise. And we're kind of letting, right now, as far as I can tell, the dust settle. The dust is settling, the dust is settling, the dust is settling. We haven't fully discovered reactions yet. Knight of Pentacles, the Star Judgment. It's going to take a little time for the Tower, the full extent of your Tower or their Tower to unfold. It's going to take a minute. I'm not telling you to wait or be patient. I'm saying things are already in motion that you don't see how they stretch out to yet. Sorry, there's too much time expanse. Knight of Pentacles, the Star Judgment. You will continue to see progress over Aquarius season. And then after that, it's a matter of lessons learned, judgment, divine timing. Oh, don't you hate that vague shit? Well, it kind of depends on who you are. It's going to take a minute for the dust to settle around this tower. It looks like you did a quick infusion to me. Quick infusion. You're saying it hit some notes of personal pleasure for you. You're glad you did it. Okay. Yeah, that little giddiness of the fool, I can just kind of hear you. And, but you're like, they're not going to know the full extent of my intentions yet. That's on reserve. That's on reserve for you. I said it's on standby. Anyway, they are who they are. You know who they are. There's going to be some progress here over Aquarius season. And it will take some time to stretch out with judgment. But the star here, wish fulfillment and intimate tarot, is exactly what it sounds like. There's a sense of long-reaching activity attached to this, more so because judgment's backing it up. So this is a long-term desire you have, and it stretches out over time. And it's going to continue to do so. But the success of the star and that long-term vision of intimacy felt and exchanged and magnificent desires and hopes and all that stuff, that's further out with judgment, is going to largely depend on lessons learned for it to be successful, whatever you consider success with this to be. I rather suppose it depends on what you put in that tower. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? You know? I'm having a little fun with yours today. In terms of your sexual energy, as discussed with the Emperor, I can see you can be cool hand Luke when you want to be. And you have a natural, almost playful side that sometimes you have a spontaneous moment. That would apply in your sexual energies as well. No, I'm sure you can be quite spontaneous sexually if you want to be. Oh, yeah. But also in command of yourself. So, point that energy at someone who can handle it. That's all I'm saying. They look very capable. There's a sense of balance at play here. Mind the balances. Mind your balances with this connection. Okay? Know what's owed. Know how to give and take. And make sure whatever it is you give, it's being returned. But it looks like they're capable, very capable recipient. Okay. Three of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I know there's some background story. There always is. We've had some on and off activity with this person. We'll call him friend, just to make things easier. We've had some on and off background noise with this person. It looks like we're trying to enter a period of on. So, guys, if we're just looking at sexual energy with this, be aware of that. Okay? That's fine. I'm not trying to knock it. Just make sure that they're a recipient of that. If there's something greater attached to it, such as significance and meaning, a deep heart's desire for you that extends outward, then that's the good intentions. Like I said, that tower and how successful it was largely depends on what you put in it. So if it was just passion, then you'll get the results accordingly. But if there is good love and intent behind it, results for that should show as well. Okay? So I understand that there's some on and off again activity between yourself and a friend. And we're still deeply attracted to this. All right? But if that's all it is, there's something to think about. I know that you had a moment and it felt good to you, but are you trying to make that moment last? Or did you just need some attention? Okay? Because there's something greater attached to this. Ten of Pentacles, Five of Wands, the Three of Cups. You two have always had an issue here about connecting in a deeper way. So do keep that in mind, particularly where feelings are involved. Okay? Okay, what's up? If it's limited to a Three of Cups, make sure it is. Passion and freedom. Do be careful, yeah? I see that this person, it's reflected in them that they are naturally passionate. I see that. But they also emphasize freedom too. Someone here is emphasizing freedom too. So freedom from anything deeper with this, or you've always had a long-standing flame with them, but not necessarily feelings. Okay? Because if someone still desires freedom from this, I want the passion, but the freedom to exit it. Okay, that's something to think about. That's real talk, guys. You got to know thyself. Know thyself. I can see that you're in control of your sexual energies. But how do they relate to feelings? And is that there? Is that even part of the discussion? Okay? Because you're showing me this is a mechanical nature thing, but I'm also deeply attracted to it. There's a sense of plan around it, but there could be long-term consequences attached to it. Okay? Even if you see progress. All right? It's kind of a contradiction. I want deep passion, but the ability to walk or still have my freedom from it. All right? So if a deeper connection that stabilizes has always been a core issue between you two, then it will remain as such if it is left unaddressed. Remember, no change plus no change equals no change. If they are a welcome recipient to just keeping it friendly and maybe kind of sexual at the same time, then that's an agreement between two people. Okay? There you go. We have the letter R, I, X, G, and we have the Medina of the Cat upright. Yeah, listen to the intuitive process. All right? Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands. Kind of taking the temperature, if you will, of your intimate energies. What's going on, please? Some of that Libran sexual energy. Show me Libra. Very good. What's up? The Empress. King of Swords. The Emperor. Bye. Go away. No, you don't need to be here. No, that's beautiful. I was hoping I'd dial something like that, and eventually, I see a lot. Don't get me wrong. The fire signs and Aquarius too show me some powerful decision making. Gemini, I think, was open to some fun, but that's about it. And you're like, I have my equal. Let's stop there. You do. I see you connected to your equal, and. Gosh, between the two of you, you're powerhouses of sexual energy and otherwise. So the Emperor and Empress in Intimate Tarot, it's exactly what it sounds like. They represent the empowerment of one's sexual and physical form, like anything else in life. They always seek each other. They want their equals, not their lessers. Ideally, the more you understand who you are, the more empowered you are, you want your equal, not your lesser. And you're less likely prone to distraction and deviation and silliness. It's kind of like, I'm very comfortable with me. I know what I bring to the table sexually, otherwise. And they're all about exclusivity. There's no point. Because the idea is like, if you're messing around with your equal, great. If you're messing around with your lesser, you're giving it away. And that's anti-empowerment. So someone here with the King of Swords right there in the middle, perhaps you two share this element, very strongly understand you two are each other's equals, full stop. The determination is there, strong mind. Both of your passions are highly concentrated on each other. Your minds are highly concentrated on each other, and you two have full respect for each other. In terms of your intimate selves, you two share your secret selves, your private selves, intimately with each other. You explore whatever it is you want to explore. Non-issue. Non-issue. Now, again, that's the benefit of your equal. You don't have to mess around with gross fantasies and indulgences with people you don't really know and flings and one nights. When you understand who your equal is, everything's on the table in a healthy, loving, protective way. So there's nothing you two can't or won't comfortably explore. You know each other's boundaries. You know each other's turn-ons. You know each other's turn-offs. Again, anything and everything is up for exploration because you two are safe with each other. You two are very strongly bonded. And what I like is that I believe I'm looking at shared knowledge that you two are the perfect fit for each other. Now, I'm going to put down your baseline and I'll see all the standard human nonsense. But I just want you to know straight away in your kind of sexual ID tag, if you will, you're like, I have my equal. And I know it and they know it too. And I love that. I love that confidence. I love that boldness of your spirit. I'm loving that boldness in your sex. It's just like, it's so declaratory. And no hesitation. You're like, I've connected to. Now, when you connected to them, I don't know. But You're like, that's the one. And isn't that such a strong knowledge? Because it's, again, it can't be disputed, yeah? All right, let's take a look at you. I love that. I really do. It's not just about, I know there's some people who have scheduled sex, but it's like, oh, I comfortably know I have sex with my person on a Saturday. We have that scheduled. No. This is you two know each other well. And you two have found the best in each other quite well. There's nothing quite like the comfort of knowing you've met your equal and they're compatible to you. And it's like, hey, I'm wanting to try this. And you know what the response is? Let's do it. That's your equal. You don't always have to assume the same thing. You can assume and feel safe to do other things. So that's beautiful sexually. I love that. Strong mind, the both of you. You might both be very turned on by fantasies, by the way, FYI. Verbiage. Or, frankly, you two find each other's minds very attractive. Oh, that's a real thing, honey. Intellectual stimulus is a very real thing. Let me tell you something. Nothing quite like a stimulating conversation. And I mean that. I like it to have my mind challenged. It's not just always about the physical, All right, 9 of Pentacles. Strength. Oh, yes. 3 of Wands. Oh, yes. 4 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. Good. The both of you. Good. 2 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords. That's fine. Other than that, you two keep on keeping on. 9 of Pentacles. Strength. You're showing me you are such an independent person. That's good. That's good. Again, especially when you identify as someone who is an independent person, let's say you're not big on false dependencies, that's just not who you are. That you really prize being comfortable with you and understanding that everything begins with the self. And the more people realize everything begins with the self, the more autonomous they tend to be. So I can tell that you are a highly independent creature and you've something you've always taken strength in. That means of all people like that, you have to have an equal. Otherwise, if you have someone who is lesser, clingy, weak, they will always see your need for independence as a weakness instead of a strength. That means they will never fully respect what it is that you need for yourself. And you'll never fully respect someone who is weak and clingy. You need an equal, especially the more independent you are, okay? It's something here has developed an equal tandem between you showing up for it and I'm here and this is mine and I'm claiming this and I'm building into it like I would anything else. They're like, me too. 4 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. They recognize a fully functioning relationship with you and they put their all into it. They stand up for this. They're all about this. It's under active construction. 3 of Wands. There's a bit of a distance here. For some of you, this might be a long distance thing or you're currently under separation because I don't see your two sexual energies interacting currently. Nevertheless, the actual relationship is being constructed. And this is why a lot of people find long-distance relationships challenging is where is the proof of the construction? Because it's not happening in the 3D. No, you can still construct one, all right? It has to be done through constant communication and then emotional building and trying to keep each other in your lives in as much as possible. And that includes your intimate selves too. So that means you have to get clever as well as creative. And I see you building into this and they're building into this. And somehow you two, bless you, the both of you are doing it in some way via distance over a stretch or expanse of time. And that's no easy thing at all. That's why I see the question marks surrounding the 3D reality. Because you are standing up for this in as much as you can as an independent person, building on your side of the fence and they're building on their side of the fence and somehow you two are still constructing the same dang house together. So I congratulate you both. I mean, as far as your sexual energy is concerned, it's on lockdown. And it's strictly for this person and they feel the same way towards you. The 3 of Wands, you two express yourselves as best you can, like I said, over a distance. So bless you both for that. I mean, myself personally, long-distance relationships are not a choice because I need the emotional configuration piece. I'm an emotional investor, right? So if I can't touch that person, if I can't see them, if I can't taste them, if I can't put my love into them, It just can't happen. So I know me, I know my limits. Know your limits. Okay? Know your limits in relationships too. Don't try to delude yourself. If you know you're not a long distance person, don't try to step up to it like it's some sort of personal challenge, because you will fail. So the fact that you know you can put yourself into this and they can too, that's amazing to you both. I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess then that this Three of Wands is temporary, or it's supposed to be. Okay? Because you're both putting a lot of good work into this. So the sexual energy then, you two, no wonder you have to rely heavily on communication and one's mind, right? In the expression of it. That makes a lot of sense. Two of Cups, yeah, the love is developing here equally. Okay? A relationship is taking place. You're both active participants. There is a stretch between your two sexual energies physically, but the love is being developed. The Queen of Pentacles over the Three of Swords. We wonder, and we try not to push into that thought or lean into that thought too much when we can actually physically be in contact with their person. You can kind of see the way we're touching ourselves here in this respect of when can I give my body. So again, I can see that that's hard, and you try not to think about it too much, which means they probably try not to think about it too much either. So I get the feeling this is a temporary separation. Eventually, the logistics are going to be worked out. They're going to have to be. And I think that's why they're showing me such strong, active, constructive efforts, and you are too. I think some of you, I don't know how you two aren't preparing to merge. Okay? Because you're both taking it very seriously. I think I'm seeing up here in that 3D aspect a preparation for merge on both sides. Either they're coming to join you or you're preparing to join them. The physical selves, how will it be? How will the first contact be, or how will the physical contact be? Let's say you've been separated for 3 months or 6 months. I don't know. We're trying to think about it. But you kind of rest there comfortably understanding the Two of Cups is behind you. So you're coming from a place of emotional comfort that you two are like this. Okay? Which is lovely. I don't get to see things like this too often. I wonder, well, you feel free to tell me, because I really have no strong sense of time. You kind of jumped me into the process of waiting or distance. And it's not waiting. That's not waiting. I take that back, because waiting is non-active. This is very active on both sides. You're high-level contributors, the both of you, despite the distance. So that's not waiting. Waiting is doing a whole bunch of nothing, hoping something will happen, and that's where a lot of people get stuck. And that sucks. That's not the case for either one of you. Again, going back to that opening, you two recognize the equal in each other. So the fact that you're both taking it seriously is just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And that makes me so happy. Congratulations to you both for having found each other. 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Continue to emotionally explore, the both of you. Keep consistent with that communication, right? Continue to express your thoughts, and they too. And then keeping ourselves open to this emotionally, absolutely. You two seem to fit each other fairly well. FYI, someone's very partial to oral. There it is again. 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords. I know, you keep trying to downplay it. Bless your heart, honey. I know. The distance isn't easy. It's not. It's something that you don't like to think about too much. You don't like to indulge in that part. You just keep showing me strength of will. It'll be fine. Strength of will. It'll be fine. I got this. I'm independent. I can do this. I can handle this. And you are doing a good job of it. It's the physical distance hurts, though. Not being able to immediately access your person via touch. I know. That's hard. I understand. I have to say, though, it seems to be a matter of time before we're merging. That's what all this prep looks like to me. Okay. Are we good? Oh. The Lovers in reverse. I'm sorry. I kept thinking when, and Lovers in reverse before June, some of you. Sorry. Sometimes I'm thinking. And I was like, when though? When? Because you try not to indulge in the waiting part. It's like, this is hard. You try not to. You try not to let the thought overwhelm you. And so it's just kind of like, well, you already kind of jumped me into the thick of it. So it's like, when are we merging here? Some of you before June. And that could be anything from next month to prior to June. Okay. But I think you two would already know. It looks like you're both busy trying to make it happen. So there's a good chance you already know. Okay? But you let me know as you see fit. Oh. Okay. Self-confidence. One of you raise the other person's self-confidence exponentially. Beautiful. Protection. We feel very protective of this, or they feel very protective of you. Okay. I think that's why we're working so hard to establish a home. We want to put in that protection feature of each other, okay? And that you two trust each other explicitly. Beautiful. 14 and 15. All right. It's interesting because you're showing me such high levels of independence and autonomy, and they're working so hard to create or help create this sense of functional relationship. I think from this person's point of view, they want to protect you. You know, it's like, I understand you're an independent person. I understand, but I still want to create that home space. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Something like that. All right, we have the letter R. We have 2 medallions here, Scorpio as well as Sagittarius. You might have any of those key placements in your chart. Their seasons might be interesting as well. We have the fox here, a sense of cleverness. Some of you are very, very clever. Good. And then we have the crescent moon in reversed. Let's see. Not by the crescent moon. There might be some interesting activity in the new moon. Okay, when nothing's visible. We have the snowflake, sign of winter, also a sign of transformative properties as well. All right, Libra honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Congratulations to you both. Take care. Be well. Taurus, we're going to start with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands here being kind of our internal temperature check, if you will, of our intimate energies. What's going on, please? For this Taurian, sexual energies. Show me, Taurus. The Fool. The Page of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. You can do it. I like that. That's a good spirit. I like that. It's a good spirit to have. I'm going to encourage that because I like where it's coming from. It's being in possession of one's faculties, right? With the 9 of Pentacles, this is me. I have experience. I can do this. I can do this. So it's kind of like your energy's amped up and it's amping itself up. And it's like, well, let's take a risk. I got this. You do got this. I like this. You're opening up Page of Cup. You're like, it's no big deal. There's no big, I can do that. Yeah, you can. I love that. So it's a little something. It's a little something. But it is attached to your Ace of Wands. So in there is that sense of I can do. I'm going to open up. I'm going to take a risk. You're excited. You are intimately and or sexually excited. Page of Cups is along for the ride. You're like, I'm just a little bit of vulnerability. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I got this. 9 of Pentacles. I got this. I know who I am, right? I'm a Taurus. I've been there. I've done that. I'm good. So I like this. Sense of individuation here. I got this. I love it. Like the whole thing, the attitude, everything's just right. Your energy's just right. Ooh, what you doing? Well, I mean, I think I know what you're doing, but... Let's put down your baseline. I need more details. All right. But you go on then. I like how this feels right to you. All right. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing you do it. That's it. What's going on? Now's the time. Let's open up. Let's take a risk. Let's do this. I like it. There we go. What's going on? Show me, Taurus. Oh, the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, King of Pentacles. There you are. 6 of Pentacles, the Devil. The Devil. What? 6 of Wands, the King of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. Don't know what that is. It's so different than what you're trying to expose yourself to, and phrasing, Christina. Yeah. Anyway, what it is that you're trying to open up towards is so different compared to something that you are very familiar with. I don't like it. But you already know that. Anyway, you're trying to expose yourself to. So there's an energy here you're trying to like, notice me. Okay, I'm here. I'm showing up. And there's something else over here that's sitting on you like a a black cloud. It's okay. I don't know what that is, but you already do. I strongly suspect the Taurus I'm looking at, you already know exactly what that is. Six of Cups and Three of Swords. Back to you, okay? You're showing me equal parts reminiscent, love, and hurt, rejection. There's some emotional and or sexual rejection that you're feeling, okay, with the Three of Swords. And it hurts. There's ache in there. There's pain. Six of Cups, something's attached to you of the past, okay? Whether or not you believe in soul bonds, that's up to you, okay? But bare minimum here, you have a connection that still kind of weighs in on your heart, and it still kind of weighs in on your sex. And it's been with you a long time, you know? That's that kind of expression where you two go way back, that kind of thing. That's where we get that. So the Six of Cups, even if you don't believe in soul bonds, again, the unique imprint two people have on each other. It's that kind of undercurrent of an emotional exchange that, again, only makes sense to those two people. So we have memories tied to this, emotionality and sexuality too. And there's some hurt in there. There's some pain. There's a sense of rejection. Okay? King of Pentacles, there you are right in the middle. Right there in the middle. Right smack there in the middle. So in Intimate Tarot, that's beautiful. King, Queen of Pentacles, the King, Queen of Wands. I like seeing them there. Okay? It really says, I know myself. I know my body. So you're someone who seems to be very comfortable in your physical form. Very tactile you are, you know. Sexually for you is kind of like saying, I really lean into what I can see, touch, taste, hear, smell, etc. All that stuff. So that means more often than not, the King, Queen of Pentacles tend to be very tentative lovers, okay? Very into the physical experience, really feeding of the senses. Very feeding of the senses. It can be very beautiful, yeah, when you feel secure with somebody. But yeah, I don't know what that hot mess is. But you know what's weird to me is that it looks like a predictable hot mess. I'm not trying to be rude, but but also kind of... Okay, so Six of Pentacles is a back and forth. There's a to and fro, and it doesn't break pattern with the Devil. It don't break pattern. There's something wrong with whatever this person's sexual pattern represents. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't break code. It doesn't break the balance. It's not very comforting. It's not very loving. It feels a little too possessive of the material world, but not necessarily sex. It feels insecure. It feels insecure. I don't know if that's sexual insecurity, but it feels like it has a ever-loving grip on the 3D, the environment, how things are, the checks and balances, the back and forth, the contractual stuff, the day-to-day gig that is the Six of Pentacles, just everyday stuff. There's an obsessive grip on it. Like, that's all it thinks about. Now, I don't know what that is to you, but its tune don't change. There's like an obsessive grip on the reality, structure, schedules. It's very monotonous. It's very one note, and it seems to be 100% preoccupied with the status quo, keeping things as is or as they are. It has no room for flexibility, love. If it does, I can't see it. It's so somehow boring and choking at the same time. I don't get a strong sexual vibe from this at all, other than maybe it doesn't have time for that. It's look, when somebody has a poor opinion of sex, I can see it. It typically surrounds their sexual interest, curiosity, or emotionality. This is the Devil over the Six of Pentacles. It's a gross preoccupation with everyday realities, conformity, to and fro, status quo. To, like I said, to the point of obsession. That's all it thinks about. Like, let's say someone's just like, I live and die by the schedule. As soon as my eyes pop open at like whatever time normal people get up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., I wouldn't know. I'm up much earlier than that. And it's like they have a death grip of what they do by the hour, and maintenance and money and bills and regulation. That's it. It's like someone who's constantly obsessed with the bottom line. It's very unyielding. If it has much space for sex, I wouldn't see it. Other than maybe it doesn't have time for that. Or they don't see possibly sex as being an achievable balance, or it's not practical, or there's no space for it. I don't know. So I don't know how this welcomes your sexual energy at all. I don't know how it's very yielding. I don't know. I don't know. But the thing is, like I said, the Taurus I'm looking at, you would know how it applies. Okay. 6 of Wands, King Cups, 3 Cups. Again, completely different. What you're going for is normal. It's achievable. It feels good. Very good. And it's a representation of your Ace of Wands. Again, I see you opening up to something that actually welcomes you emotionally and sexually. That's good stuff, right? That's what I want for you. That's what you want for you. Now, what's interesting to me is that I see your heart and your sex kind of aching for someone of the past. 6 of Cups. That's fine. That's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. That's very easy for anybody anywhere to accumulate that kind of pain between someone you've known a long time. It's pretty normal. I just see you aching and longing for someone emotionally and sexually. This happens all the time. Okay? I see you opening up. You're glad to do so. You're saying the time's right. You got this. 6 of Wands, King of Cups, 3 Cups. Look at that. And a good time was had by all, right? So that's, again, I like this. That feels good, right? 6 of Wands. Okay, it's a bit cheeky. Fine. We're dealing with sexual energies. You're going to get some cheek. One way or the other. Which cheek you going to get? Well, I think we know. And we can see a little bit of it here today. There's a sense of victory, honey. It's flirtation, being seen. It's happening. It's live. Okay? King of Cups, huge heart here. You know? So if you're looking to play, you need to know that. But it looks like you have some strong emotional attachment here. So I've already kind of ruled that out. But here we have that huge sense of heart, protectiveness of the heart, feelings, the swell of feelings, and the kind of ability to claim all these as true. And then the 3 of Cups, connecting and reconnecting. I mean, I got you connecting with someone that feels freaking good. Your emotional sexual energy has somewhere to go. And more than that, it feels seen. It feels heard. It feels open to the subject. Whereas over here, this is completely cut off. It doesn't even seem to be open for discussion. I'm sorry, I described that as best I could. I hope it was helpful. But like I said, for the Taurus I'm looking at, you already know what that is. Now, mind you, let's say it's not a person. Let's say it's a situation. It could be that you yourself have gotten a little too obsessed with work these days. You know how you are. But for those of you who is not a circumstance, it's a person you know, and that's their space, that's their part of the world where that's their concentration, but it's not yours. Okay, so I don't know what that is to you. I have no clue. But I'm glad that you know who you are, and in some way you share a world with it. You do. But it doesn't seem to be your emotional or sexual world. All right. 3 of Cups. The Chariot. 2 of Wands. Green means go. Yeah. We're getting our little Taurus car. We're going to go connect with that because it feels good. Yes. Oh, yes. You need a lifelong something on that one, honey. It's just, as I say, sip off a long, cold drink right there. That's what we need right there. 3 of Cups. There it is again. Chariot, 2 of Wands. You kind of already know what's up. Go. Okay? That's it. That's all there is to it. Go. All right. Didn't need too much advice there. Your instinct called it. What you feel over here, okay? I think what we're just trying to do is requite that emotional and sexual distance between yourself and this person of significance, and it looks gravy to me, honey. It looks absolutely gravy. As to when, a little bit of bliss never hurt anybody. We'd like a little bit of bliss. Yes, a little bit of bliss. Yeah, very touchy-feely. I know, I can see that. Very touchy-feely. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then we have the desire. No, now we have a strong desire here. We want bliss. We want to feel something very strongly, too. You got it. There you go. Make it happen, Captain. All right. In terms of your personal sexual self, yeah, I like your energy. You look good to go personally. I understand the soft reminiscence in your heart that feels detached from this, and you want to bring it back together and connect with it. In terms of specific, are some of you feet people? That's okay. It happens. I think we all have a thing. That's my motto. We all have a thing, honey. We all have a thing. What's your thing, Christina? None of your business. That's what it is. Those who need to know. And those who don't. D-U-R. We have the dolphin here. Confirmation dolphin. Some of you love dolphins, and also represents that playfulness and the ability to swim in one's emotions. Beautiful. And then we have you. Your medallion here, it's in the reverse. The keyword here being the incentivizer. Yeah, you got some incentive. I say you got some incentive. Yes, honey, you got some incentive. Okay. Taurus, honey. Yeah, but no, I don't get into other than you're very sensual, very touchy-feely. Huge emphasis here for some of you. I keep going, I'm sorry. I don't want you to be embarrassed by it, but the feet keep coming back as an outstanding feature. And then, of course, there is a strong sense possibly here of attraction to the breasts, of course. All right, going back to that cheek again. You're like, all of it. All of it's good. Butt, breast, all of it. All of it. Right over here. I'll take all of it. I don't know. The point is that I know I'm looking at a very physical Taurus. Again, sense-driven. Okay. I hope this helped you, honey. The initiative there. My operative word here is going to be soon. The Three of Cups came up twice. Two of Wands tends to be a little bit more prominent in the feature of here and now. Again, this is looking good. I'm feeling that New Year's energy roll into you about being open and prompting. I love it. Go with that instinct. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, we're going to start with the Ace of Wands. What's going on? The Ace of Wands here being a kind of sense of our intimate energies, yeah? Where they are right now. What's going on for those Virgo? Sexual energy, please. Some of those Virgo sexual energies. What's up? The Chariot, the Fool, the Ten of Swords. Okay. You know what? You got some pain there in your energies, but you're like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Because the Ten of Swords tends to be a deterrent for a lot of people in their energies and that sense of I'm hurt or I'm in pain or there's an ending here and I can't overcome that. And a lot of people will stop right there and you're like, I'm going to do it anyway. So it's interesting. Look at the fire on you. So your sexual energy is showing me forward momentum. It's actually kind of literally driving your chariot as well as your fool. You're like, you can't stop me. I won't be deterred. Okay. Let's talk about it. Ten of Swords. Look at you. Where are you going? Where are you headed? You're like, there's somewhere you got to be, honey. And you're like, okay, this pain is here. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to push past it. I'm going to do this thing. And it might seem foolish to you, but it's also something you feel you got to do, you know? Your passion's in there. Your heartbeat is in there too. It's picking up speed. And it might even get into a place of having an uncomfortable pulse for a while. But you're like, I'm going to do it. 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 All right, let's see it. Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. What are we doing? What's going on, please? You got a driving force behind your sexual energies, honey. It's pretty strong, too. What's going on? It's like I did all my hermiting. I'm good. Yeah. Let's talk about it. What is going on? What's going on? I cannot. I'm hearing that again. I can't hold back. Why am I hearing that again? Why does that song keep coming up over and over again? I can't hold back. It's cool. It's cool. But I keep hearing it these days. What is going on? Ace of Wands. You are on fire, honey. Ooh! No wonder. Oh, no wonder you're like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you are. Ace of Wands of Lovers, you go on then. I'm okay. Well, I feel like if I told you no, you'd be like, full steam ahead, Christina. You better get out the way. Yeah, Ace of Wands of Lovers. Ooh. Okay. Four of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Hermit. Oh, they've been thinking about you. Oh, did that just make your day? Yeah, because you know when I say it, I mean it. That's true. Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords. Oh, you two been thinking about each other. You two been watching each other a little bit. Don't get me wrong. There's parts of you and the both of you actually who high kind of stakes energy. I know myself, and I take myself seriously. I try to represent the height of my elements. I try to represent the height of my ideals and heart. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, you two have been eyeballing each other a little bit for how long I couldn't say. I suppose you would know best. But there's something here where it's like, I can't hold back. Four of Pentacles right there in the freaking middle is the reason I heard that damn song. Was that Survivor? Yeah, you both have been holding back. Four of Pentacles, you both share that. Both of you. You both been holding back. What, from ripping each other's clothes off? What? Like... So yeah, I'm laughing because it feels good. I'm laughing because your conviction is so high. You're not going to be deterred anyway. It doesn't matter. And they think about you a great deal. Their sexual energy still tries to head in your direction, despite the conservation between you two. So how long you've been burning for your lover, I have not a clue, darling. But you're burning. You're on fire. You're burning on the inside, and now you're burning on the outside, and you're like, I don't give a damn about that Ten of Swords. I gotta go. Okay, then. Go on. I'm almost like, what you gonna do? That's how, like... See, in order to, like, get someone... so I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? And one of the things that gets my attention is when you get my attention. Make me notice you, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at you and I have my little drink over here. Let's say it's coffee, and I'm just like, what you gonna do? You better do something. I'm about to lose my attention in 5, 4, 3. No, it's not that. It's just give me a reason. Give me a reason. I dare you. Give me a reason to talk to you. Something. And it's like that because I'm just naturally challenge oriented. That's just who I am as a person. I know that. I'm passionate. I'm a driver. I'm a force of nature. Whatever. Give me some latitude. You know who I am. In terms of my spirit, I'm a bit cheeky. And you're kind of showing me that kind of motsy. Like I'm gonna do it. Go. Prove it. Because I want you to, first of all. This looks good on you. The way it provokes you, the way you're like, don't get in my way. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. Ooh, look at that. Hot stuff. Yes, you are. Looking for, what is that, Donna Summers? I'm looking for some But the Sun, the Hermit, yeah, they think about you a lot. In fact, when it comes to their sexual energy, they think about you, and in many respects, they find it healing because they learned about it a lot about themselves, sexually speaking, in some way being connected to you. And in some way being connected to you, they still feel warm towards you. The Sun, it can be a bit of a disappointing element in intimate tarot because it doesn't have an immediate flash-in-the-pan answer. It's a sense of warmth that would head your way, and it would cover you, and it would embrace you and make you feel warm. It would make you feel happy. It would make you feel seen and visible, touched by the sun, loved by the sun, tangerine dream. Oh, I'm just dropping them all for you today, honey. Loved by the sun, tangerine dream. But yeah, no, it's they've learned a lot about their sexual energy when it comes to you. In many respects, it healed who they are, and learning more about themselves, learning more about you. I don't know how far it went. I just know that you made them feel things that were so warm and alive. And they walked a serious path in their life and in some way being connected to you. Okay. Love, sex, all of it. You gave them a lot of material to work with, apparently. Sorry, I just had that moment where they had a lot of time to reflect on the flame when it comes to you. Musings. Musings. In some way, you boosted this person's signal or creativity in some way. I'm not quite sure how to put that. But when they reflect on the kind of life's work, they can't help but see you in it and how it affected them, this kind of thing. I mean, it's interesting. They're showing me so much sexual history that has been inspired by you, felt by you in some way that they contemplate a great deal. Anyway. But you both hold back. Four of Pentacles, the share between you. You're both kind of pros at holding back your sexual energy if you needed to. That's a non-issue, despite how much is exchanged between you two. No matter how much you've inspired them and how much you feel towards them, it's like you two is just like, yeah, but we can separate. Four of Pentacles, we can hold back. I don't think you want to anymore. I don't know what you would know best. Why it's time for you. Why you're ready. Why you're ready to overcome the odds or the obstacles and the pain. And you won't be stopped. I don't know. But I'm going to be devil's advocate in a very angelic way. And I'm just going to be like, I want you to do what's right for you. Okay. So Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the King of Swords. It's beautiful. I'm also realistic. It's beautiful. And it is. It's the fullness of heart here. Someone has a very warm heart. King of Swords, that's the determination in the mind. Page of Swords, you two keep an eye on each other. And it's going to be a bit of an awkward dance at first, and that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be kind of shy eyes at first. That's fine. Look how long you've been burning. Right? Look how long they've been contemplating you. And, woo! You got to open up towards each other. You got to crack that nut. Phrasing. You got to start somewhere. It's almost shy eyes, but you two have been keeping an eye on each other spiritually and emotionally for a while now. It's, yeah, you go on then. Ooh, goodness me, look at that determination. It's something. It's going to start off with a couple words, a polite inquiry, something. We don't want to presume, but we got to start. We got to do something. We got to infuse more of what we naturally feel. Okay? Okay. Okay. Nine of Wands and the Empress. A bit of a blocking element there, sexual energy. The Emperor and the Empress, whoever is who here, I don't know who this Empress is. They're in full possession of one's sexual energy. They're not shy about it. You know, this is me. This is what I am. And I only give what I have to offer exclusively to someone else. I don't share, right? Once I give myself to you, it's because I choose to. And this person here is someone who is very comfortable, sexually speaking, but they're also very exclusive. Not just anyone can touch their energy or who they are as a person. They've made that very clear. They're a bit picky. So they have no problem blocking that sexual energy if they feel like someone's not worthy of it, right? That doesn't mean it's easy for them, especially if they're attracted to somebody. Maintain the balance for now, or Six of Pentacles for now. Make it operable in the real space. Page of Wands, but remain open and try to infuse more of what we feel. Okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be tentative. Remember how bright you're burning and how much they've learned from you and been contemplating you this whole time for goodness knows how long, you guys. Oh my God. I don't know. I would love to spin yours out a little more. I'd like to get a little more room on it. I'd like to let out the leash a little bit. I'd like to do donuts in the parking lot with your reading. I really would. Oh, honey, I would take that one to task. If I would rip this one, I would rip this up if I had more time. Because something about it's got my curiosity, honey. Oh, it's, yeah. Chemistry. No shit. We got chemistry. Some of you have Taurus in your chart. This is one of their cards. We got chemistry. Cook We like their cooking. Oh, we like their cooking? Oh. Well, we're familiar with their food? They're cooking something. Baking. I don't know. What are we familiar with? It's like, can I give you a hand in the kitchen? We want to try their food. You like their food. This is the profession. Why is that? Why did that just make such a huge impression on me? Somebody's a foodie. We want to try their food. They're big on cooking. Something. Saying, can I, you know what's funny? I have a green apron just like that. That also got my attention. Say, can I give you a hand in the kitchen? I love my green apron. It's one of my favorites. Okay. Ooh, why did that just... I like how that arm comes swooping in. Need any help in the kitchen? Want me to stir that pot for you? I could do this all day. All day. That's what he said. Okay. Letter G, L, J. Oh, sorry. I just read. My brain just did a conflict between. It's G, J. I don't know why that was weird. G, J, L, O. And then we have the medallion of Gemini. Some of you have some very interesting Gemini in your chart. Maybe one critical placement. Gemini season could be important for some of you and could be connecting too. Okay, Virgo, honey. Oh, the key word here being intelligent. Okay. Somebody might be very intelligent. All right. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, we're going to start with your Ace of Wands, yeah? The Ace of Wands being our current sort of temperature check, if you will, on our intimate energies. What's going on, please? Show me, Capricorn. Show me those Capricorn sexual energies, please. Show me those Capricorn sexual energies. What's up? What's going on? The King of Cups. Yeah, not the first person to show me that. Seven of Wands and the Knights of Pentacles. You're saying your heart's not going to make any more progress towards a situation or person, no matter what you might feel towards it. Ace of Wands. So here I see you actively blocking your sense of fire, your sense of passion, your sense of direction or hope. And your heart space is in there too with the King of Cups. So your King of Cups is backing it up. It's like, I know I feel strong about this, but it's like, that's not the point. I am not going to allow myself to make progress in a particular situation. And that's a choice. That is absolutely a choice that you were showing me. It's like, this is not going to pass, and I'm not going to continue to move forward on it, at least not at this time. Okay? Not at this time. Seven of Wands can be temporary. We'll see. We'll see. Bare minimum, you're showing me misgivings about giving more emotionally or sexually towards something. Situation or person. I don't know. Let's take a look at you. So that's a good commanding sense of self there. All right. It's frustrating. You're not happy about it, right? You're not happy about it. Seven of Wands is like, you don't want to block yourself sexually or emotionally, but right now you have at least a bare minimum, a temporary barrier up. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? The Queen of Wands. Justice, yeah, you a little haughty, but you also want things fair. Hold on. Let's keep on keeping on. King of Swords, the Empress, and Judgment. Really? Nine of Cups, the Magician, the World. I see. Okay. 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 I think I see what's going on here. All right. All right. Yeah. It's tricky. Don't get me wrong. And I can kind of see why you halted progress. Like I said, you weren't happy about it. You don't want to halt progress. You want progress with this person, actually. But there's some elements that are missing, and they're kind of critical elements. So I don't blame you. I'm completely backing your decision here. You know, this is the kind of decisions that separates the boys from the men and the girls from the women, you know? In short, honey, you want someone to want you back the same way you want them, and they're giving you reason to hesitate, and you don't want that kind of hesitation. You want someone to make up their mind. And, you know, Queen of Wands, I guess they do a little haughty. You know, you're naturally passionate, which is wonderful. But the thing is with the King, Queen of Wands, and anyone who is naturally passionate, is that we have an obligation to control that fire. We don't want to be consumed by it. We want to blaze trails with it, but we don't want to be consumed by it. One leads to discovery. The other leads to destruction. And you want discovery, okay? You like to explore your passion. You like where it takes you, but you also say you have to be reasonable with it. Justice. You have to be fair. You have to be fair to yourself. And whoever you connect with, you want to be fair to that situation or what their needs are too. Okay? So while you are naturally a passionate creature, some of you take a lot of pride in how you dress and how you present yourselves, you know? Your physical form's on point, or perhaps you're just naturally bright and you're just someone who is got that fire that burns in them, you know? Regardless, you have a strong sense of rightness, correctness, justice. It has to be justified. It has to be correct, technically, legally, spiritually, the whole thing, okay? If it's not fair, you won't play. So you also, therefore, want that same sense of, correctness returned to you, right? If I'm thinking about like this for you, I want to know that it's returned to me. If I continue on with you and give you my fire and love, I need to know that it's returned to me, and that's what you want. And that's all you're really showing me. King of Swords is between you and this person. You're both showing me determination and or logic to figure this out. I mean, you really switched from, I have fire, I have love. I do. But I'm going to put my hard hat on when it comes to this, and I'm going to look at this logically before I allow myself to proceed with you. And they're doing something similar. So to this person's respect, they are taking the time out to try to understand themselves better, but perhaps they're taking too long. I don't quite know. The whole thing with the Emperor and Empress Intimate Tarot represents the heights of, well, empowerment, sexually and otherwise. Is someone who says, I love me and I'm not shy about my sex or what I believe in or my body, but I'm also mutually exclusive for those reasons. We lose our power when we give it away to people like we don't care. We gain power when we understand it's for ourselves first and foremost, and who we share it with needs to be our equal. Okay? So it's a good thing to open up and share, so long as you understand you're sharing with your equal. And this person is very preoccupied with that sense of higher self and empowerment, but judgment's attached to them. They have some lessons here. Lessons about making good decisions and showing good discernment. For themselves in regards to their empowerment. And so they are contemplating the right things, but perhaps they're taking too long to understand if you are correct for them. Okay? And that's going to be enough reasonably to make you hesitate. You don't want anyone to hesitate about whether or not you're right for them or you're equal. You just want them to know. And I think they're taking perhaps too long to figure it out, you know? This is a lesson that's important to them, and I think that's why you slowed things down or trying to give them space to understand it for themselves, because this is something they're finally trying to learn the lesson, apply it. Is this connection my worth? And I think they're getting lost to the question, but I think they're also, it's because they're taking it very seriously. So again, I think out of fairness to them, you wouldn't want them to proceed anyway if they have to question it that deeply. And then you're correct. You're correct. Okay. I think you're doing the right things. I think you want to take this further. I think you do want to give yourself to this romantically, lovingly, and passionately too. But you don't want to continue to make progress with someone who's not quite sure. I can tell that they're coming from a place where they made questionable choices that probably took away or subtracted from their sense of empowerment. And so now with you, it looks like they're over-contemplating it or taking it too seriously. And this happens with people who are learning to trust themselves more and adjust more to that sense of, is this me? Is this a good reflection of me? So while I respect their need to understand if they've learned everything they need to learn, or they're questioning too deeply if this is the right time, that doesn't mean it should take away from your timeline. People, when you wait, you have to choose to wait. I'm not advising you to wait. You're saying there's a difference between giving someone space and know that I'm just going to be left waiting. And you don't want to... It's not even... Let's take the concept of waiting off the table. For the Capricorn, I'm looking at it's like, you know what? The fact that they're having to think this long about it tells me that they don't have a direct answer. And maybe that is an answer. right? And it'd still be correct. Nine of Cups, the Magician, the World, you're kind of saying, I don't want to continue to want this if they don't absolutely know. Like I said, there's a difference between guarding your heart and taking things slow because you don't want to rush someone or make someone else feel rushed versus it's clear they're not summoning this the way I'm summoning this. You know, I want someone who's clear about what they want and that they know they want me and they don't have to hesitate this long. So I think then you are showing them a good example of what it's like this is what it's like to learn more about yourself. This is what it's like to make kind of grown-up decisions about what correctness is. And I understand you want to do the right thing for yourself, but also the fact that you can't tell me sooner rather than later that you want me and want me more kind of tells me you're not prepared for this. Okay. And I think you're right. I just see you no longer manifesting the desire to be, or for this person or situation to be part of your wish fulfillment. You know, I think you want someone who knows they want you back and that they're in a freer position to proceed without hesitating so much. And that's going to take a little bit more experience for this person, but that doesn't mean that you have to wait. Okay, nor should you. I don't see it as a punishment. Well, because you don't immediately know you want me, I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss you. No, I think I saw you spacing yourself from this the more you saw this person hesitate. When the things started to get real, when the stakes started to go up, something like that. I think they need a little more experience, honey. But that doesn't necessarily mean their experience at your cost. You know what I mean? Wish them well. You know, I'm sure that they have a lot to offer, but they need to understand that they have a lot to offer themselves first, and then they won't hesitate so much in future. When someone understands what their worth is and they don't need someone to validate it, they don't hesitate. You know? That's it. And when somebody understands their worth, they don't hesitate. They show it or demonstrate it to someone else to get their attention. Or it's just, I say it all the time with reconnections. This is where I screwed up. I'm sorry. And now, because we know who we are now, we're empowered enough to say I'm sorry. We're empowered enough to say this is where I fucked up. We're empowered enough to say this is where I was wrong. That's empowerment too. It's empowerment to come forward because I see something in you that strongly speaks to me. I recognize that. I see it, and I want to take a chance at it. You know, empowerment arrives in many, many forms, and for people, they got to learn as they go. But the more they realize who they are, the less they'll hesitate in future. And that you're just not in that place in your life where you're hesitating. You wanted to make more inroads. You wanted to make more strides in this. You did. You really did. I see that. But at some point, you kind of make your intentions clear. I'm not going to continue to pull this towards me. Okay? Your set of criteria for wish fulfillment says the person I connect with doesn't hesitate to choose me. Okay? All right. Sexually, emotionally, or otherwise. All of it. Five of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knights of Swords. See, it's like you're fighting for someone else to have a new beginning with you and to put more of themselves into this, to choose it, and you shouldn't have to do that. Nobody wants to feel like that. Nobody wants to feel like, hey, do you want this or not? Do you want this new beginning or not? There's too much conflict over the validity of this and what we're going to put into this or continue to put into this. And it's kind of like, if I have to ask, I'll never know. Yeah. And if you have to ask, you probably can't afford it. And if you have to ask what someone's intentions are, then they probably don't have them. They're still figuring things out for themselves. That's usually how it goes. And you're right. Something as simple as this that we shouldn't hesitate on is causing conflict. So they need more space and to grow and develop as a human being, spiritually and otherwise, emotionally, sexually. And you want someone who's in the free and clear to pursue a new beginning, you know? Yeah. Because you don't really have a problem as a functioning emperor here, King of Pentacles, with the Emperor. You remember how I was describing the Emperor and Empress? You've already kind of achieved that. So I think I see why you connected to this at all. You feel or had felt the potential in them in the making, but it's never quite up to code or up to snuff or up to scratch. You're like, I'm already there and I want my equal. So you're like, I felt the potential in you as being my equal, but you're still too uncertain of yourself. You're still too unsure of yourself, emotionally, sexually, physically, something, spiritually, mentally. You're still showing me hesitation about constructing something that you should already have your mind made up on, you know. And that's, again, that's their road in this life. It's not yours. You continue to pursue something that's right for you, because apparently you know who you are, so you stick to that, yeah? In terms of your sexual energy, oh, you can be very straightforward, intimately, behind closed doors. Oh, this Capricorn knows what they want in bed, too. Let's make that clear. But what you exercise is a lot of common fucking sense. Someone's either actively constructing with you, or they get in the way, or they hesitate way too much. They either can step into the role of empowerment, or they're still shaky in the shoes. You're saying, I'm not shaky in my shoes. I haven't been that Capricorn in a long time. I need my equal. And you are still struggling to understand who you are. Okay. Okay, so I think you're doing the right thing here, honey. I really do. In terms of closing this out, and I no longer pull this towards me, that's going to be a very conscious thought and conscious manifestation. That tells me you'll lean into the success of this. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure you wish this person well, and you probably still have some attraction to them that's residual, and the emotions too. But you're also saying a spade is a spade. It's not fair, you know. No more hesitation, no more lingering hand, no more wringing of the hands and the towel and the nervous. No. Yeah. You want the truth. You've been wanting the truth. Okay. Number 22. You've been wanting the truth. Are we equal in this bed or not? Okay. Yeah, we're going to exercise our freedom principles. This is the card I'm supposed to see. 32, the cutting of the ties, the cutting of the ways. You want the truth. Are you in this with me in developing or continuing to develop or not? If not, the freedom ties, number 32, like I said. We have the letter V, Y, U. Two V's. Two V's. We have the bicycle. For some of you, that's a hobby. You're a cyclist, or you're a professional athlete, or you just cycle, or perhaps cycling helps clear your mind, or perhaps you take cycle classes. I don't know. But the bicycle for some of you. And then we have the spider in reverse, upside down. We don't want to continue to build a web around this, a life around this. The web is a beautiful thing, and in it contains the life of the spider, and we don't want to continue, like I said, to make a life around this. Okay. It's not fair. Two people aren't putting it in the same way, because one doesn't quite understand what their worth is. The other person does. Okay? All right, Capricorn, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, we're going to start with the Ace of Wands, yeah? The Ace of Wands here being our common principle. More or less taking a temperature check of our intimate energies, yeah? What's going on, please, for Scorpio and their sexual energies? Show me Scorpio, please, and their sexual energies. Highly recommend. By the way, I was thinking of you. British artist Lola Young. Just discovered her work, and I'm all in. I'm all in. She's got something. She's definitely got something, man. The way she expresses feelings and connections, it immediately reminded of me of us. She hits a nerve, man. I highly recommend, if you're into new music, and Lola Young, start with Messy. Start with Messy. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay. What's going on, please? She's got something, man. She's on to something. Let's see the Ace of Wands, please. Ten of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and Ten of Wands. Well, that's the opposite to fun and sexy. Oh, gosh. Your sexual energy has been shut down. It's in pain. You said what you felt was too hard to bear. Structurally speaking, your passion could not be sustained. It was much too heavy. You got tired of... You're showing me a lot of physical exhaustion around having first to kind of kill your energy, your sexual energy for a situation or a person, and then having to reinforce it again and again. Seven of Wands, Ten of Wands, you're exhausted. You're physically exhausted and sexually exhausted. Because there's clearly a break here. So No longer allowing yourself to be exposed to it intimately. That was already difficult. Okay? Allowing yourself to disconnect from it. And then you kind of have to back it up again and again with the 7 of Wands and 10 of Wands. I will not allow myself to be attracted to this. And the reason why you have to keep telling yourself that is because of the heaviness of it. The 10 of Wands is you were attracted to something or someone for so long. You know, it's like even with the ending there and how difficult it was, you're like, I still have to push it off to this day. It's exhausting. It's not fun. It's not light. It doesn't get to explore. It doesn't get any sort of relief. I don't like that. And it's with you so sharply now. What's going on? Let's see that baseline, please. What's going on, please? The Ace of Swords, the 4 of Swords, the Devil, I see, 9 of Swords, the Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, you know, honey, the Hermit, I know you know. Just because you know doesn't make it any easier. I know. And having to relate back to you, I understand how difficult this is. But I promise you, this isn't... While this particular chapter in your life is over, that's not the whole book either. No, you have so many more chapters yet to write. Okay? This is but one of many in your life that are coming to a close, and it looks like it needs to. All right? I mean, look at that opening, honey. That's too much to be born. Even your sexual energy, which far surpasses that. It is Scorpio energy, honey. The Scorpio sexual energy, literally... I don't know if you know this about the zodiac signs. All zodiac signs have been designated a kind of power portion of the body. And Scorpios, famously, is the sexual reproductive system. Of course it fucking is. But that's why we tie back our passion so deeply to sex, to love, because it's the transformative process. Life, death, love, sex, all that. It's all tied up. Okay? So the more you understand that about yourself, the more it will make the process easier. Okay? You know that a sexual experience for you is over. You know. Okay? It's disgust. And it hurts. It hurts. It's like saying, you know how deeply attracted you were to that emotionally, sexually, and spiritually? Make it stop right now. Just make it stop. Like it never happened. Some people can do that. We're not those people. Nope. We'll hem and haw. We'll take forever over the process because it's not just one thing for us. That's why we take transformation so seriously, and we will keep trying well past the point we should, because we're emotionally stubborn. We're still fixed water. So I don't know how long you drug this out, but at some point you were adding an exponential amount of pain and burden to you in the process of keeping it together. So that's why I see you having to reinforce your decision constantly. Block it, block it, block it, block it. Because the more you try to engage with it, give it fresh energy, no matter what shape it took, sex, love, whatever. It just cost you more. And that's how you know we're paying an outstanding interest on a debt that should have been cleared. It's time to let it go. Okay? You know this. Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords. You're keeping your sexual energy to yourself. Good. Keep doing it. I know it's easier said than done. Keep doing it. Even though the 4 of Swords in Intimate Tarot is technically masturbatory efforts, the Ace of Swords, your thoughts are remarkably sharp on the subject, and that you won't. Good. So you're not even taking whatever this is to an intimate space. You're not even pleasuring yourself to it. Again, it's the process of, with Scorpio, full disconnect Otherwise, I'm just going to keep dragging this out. It's got to be full disconnect or I'm going to keep dragging this fucking thing out. So Ace of Swords, even in your private time, okay, when you have the choice of your own free will to pleasure yourself, you're very critical with your thoughts. No. Keep the focus on anything else other than that, or not at all. Celibacy can be our middle name and our best friend. So if you're not in the mood, not even when you're alone, okay? It won't always be like that, I promise. We'll get to that. Devil's between you and someone else. Chronic issue. Chronic between the both of you. You kept coming back to this love, sex, combination of the two, most likely knowing us. And just the refusal to let something alone, because again, we get a little fixated in the old emotions there. We're loyal. They give us a lot of shit. But they also want that love that runs deep until they don't. You know? So give yourself some grace. You kept coming back to this, honey, for one reason or another. Who knows? Honestly, though, the way you are exhausted, I can tell you this right now. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care what you think of yourself in terms. No dick and no vag in this world is worth this. You can stitch that onto your favorite pillow. No dick is worth it, period. No vag is worth it, period. I don't care if you're a man or woman. It's not worth it. This was chronic, and it was overdue. So you're doing what you need to do. Fine, keep it to yourself, private, alone. Leave me alone. I'm healing. Shut the fuck up, leave me alone. Keep your thoughts sharp, honey. Stay frosty, as I say. Stay frosty. Those thoughts can linger and pull you backwards into the past. Don't allow it. Stay frosty. I disconnected from this for a reason. I disconnected from this for a reason. And that's going to be your litany for a while. You remember this. Okay. Stay frosty. Over here. Garbage. Nine of Swords, Page of Cups. Guys, I don't get me wrong, a little bit of anxiety in the mind and, mental frustration, Page of Cups. That's it. That's it. That's all they're working with. That's it. I don't see too much love or sense of intimate attachment headed your way. Their mind shuts things down. So whatever it is they could have felt underneath all that is covered up with the fears of the mind. So somebody wants to be so ridiculous in this life to not appreciate what they have, and they shut things down because they're afraid. In their mind, do you really want to be connected to someone that weak? Because that is weakness. God, so many people confuse vulnerability as weakness. Once, somebody has it in their head, I can't allow myself to love this or fully imprint on it or fully be exposed to it, it's going to stay that way. They'll never listen to themselves organically, and they'll always allow fears to overtake their common sense of, this is what I actually feel, this is what I actually want to do. I'm going to do neither because I'm fucking terrified to do anything different. To think differently, to act differently, to show remorse, to show apology, to show love, to show real vulnerability of I want you. Someone who is perpetually afraid will always remain that way. Or if they learn to be different, they have to learn to be different on their time, not in a relationship with you. Okay? This is what I should have said. This is what I should have felt. This is what I should have expressed my apologies. I should have owned my shit. I should have been vulnerable. I'm going to ignore every single shoulda, coulda, woulda until it's too late. And there it is. So you got locked into a pattern of probably giving too much to the point of exhaustion. They got locked into a pattern of never being open, saying what they need to say, doing what they need to do, feel what they need to feel. You name it, the whole thing. Take action when it's time to take action, whatever. Which means you never felt secure, so you overcompensated, and they kept doing the same. Okay. Moving on. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Hermit. That's gorgeous. In future, when you are healed, you will have a new beginning. That's it. Based on experience. Take this as an example. A chapter out of your book that says, not to repeat, not to repeat, not to repeat. Do not develop a detachment style to people who are inherently avoidant. Any sort of avoidance. Because they don't change unless they see it. Good fucking luck when you're an avoidant. Seeing it. You avoid. They will always avoid. Their mind will make sure of it. You have to be a very brave person when you're an avoidant to do the opposite. So you, therefore, do not create your own attachment style and avoidant people, because you will always be running from yourself too, and how you actually love yourself, and you should know your own sense of self-worth if you chase people like this. Okay? In terms of your intimate energies, like I said, they remain focused and on point, cutting this out a little bit more every day. That's where I want you to be in future, and I don't know what that means to you, I'm sorry, but Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Hermit, when it's time for you to love, it'll be time for you to love. When it's time for you to invest your sexual energies, you will. No holds barred. I don't know who it is you're connecting with that makes you feel so whole and complete, and more to the point, secure. But your heart finally has a secure space to plant itself, and that includes your sexual energy too. Okay? You know it, and you're going to feel it inherently. As the Queen of Cups, intuitive. Okay? And you're going to understand what fucking around in the minor leagues looks like when you actually have a place that makes you feel secure to invest yourself emotionally and sexually. You know. There's no hesitation, and you will understand what it was all about later. I can tell that you are very much an emotional lover. Most of us are. The more I love you, the more I throw my sex on you. It's with Scorpio, it's like this. They don't separate. The more I love you, the more I you. Do you see how that works? So we are emotional lovers. The more we emotionally invest, the more we want to get in there. You up, you know. But you have to be in it to know it. If you're not in it, you're not going to ever really fully know what it is to have your mind blown that hard. Scorpio, at the end of the day, am I worried about you? No. No. Continue to do what you need to do. Be quiet. Keep to your business. Keep your celibate self to your celibate self. You don't need to be messing around with peanuts right now. No, not at all. You'll be fine. You'll be yourself at some point in the future with someone who actually makes you feel emotionally, therefore sexually secure. Okay? Yeah. Moving on. Number 12. Simply put, might have started there too. Moving on. Forcibly, a little bit more every day. Forcibly to start. It gets easier. Okay? It gets easier. Okay. That's enough. We have the letters J, D, T. We have the medallion of the cat in reverse. Currently not listening to our intuition. That will change in future. Okay? And that's another thing. If you ever feel like you lose your sense of intuition around somebody, that's because it's willingly lost. You don't want to hear it. You know, it's like you can be intuitive all day long, but as soon as you lose touch with your intuition when you're connected to someone, it's because you don't want to hear what it has to say. Remember that. Okay, that's how you know someone's changed, by the way. You can listen to your intuition. Okay, we have the medallion of Aries and Taurus. They're both in the reverse. The keyword here being courageous, and the keyword here also being incentivizer, the incentive. The incentive to be courageous. Some people got it, some people don't. You have more than enough incentive to be courageous on your own behalf and continue to separate from this. Okay? All right. Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces. Oh, my voice just went upwards on yours. Oh, dear. Pisces, we're going to start with your Ace of Wands, yeah? What's going on? Goodness gracious. It's been a long but good day. All right? What's going on? Ace of Wands being our common principal element here today, passion. It's just my way to kind of get a quick temperature check on you and see how you are in your intimate energies. What's going on, please? Show me those Piscean sexual energies. What's up? Okay. The moon, you. Hi, darling. It's nice to see you. The Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're keeping that to yourself, and I don't blame you. When it comes to your particular passions, you can sense intuitively and also in your own particular moon waters, which you are very well versed to swim in. You know, not everybody can. You should be. If you are an empowered Pisces, or let's say Pisces is your moon, or like say your rising, for instance, you're a little comfortable sometimes going in there and looking at uncomfortable subjects. It's not everybody's cup of tea. This isn't going to be, you know, one of those things that you're happy to know about, but you know it, you sense it. That doesn't mean you're talking about it. As far as I can tell, it's an active, quiet knowledge. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's an active secret, but it's an active, quiet knowledge. Okay? That for some time now, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, you feel that your passion, your sense of ambition, drive, hope, the things that turn you on, ignite you, have stagnated and might be coming to a close. Okay, with the Five of Pentacles. And this is something that you have been kind of quietly exploring on your own time. I'm not saying you're entrenched in it all day, every day. I'm not saying that's all you ever think about. What I'm saying is that you are quietly acclimating to your new climate. Not so new, though. You've been living with it for a while. It's just you acknowledging it, seeing it for what it is, feeling it for what it is, feeling it for what it isn't, is also there. Let's take a look at you. Let's see what's going on. Your passions don't feel the same, and they haven't for a long time. You feel separated very much, not just from like any particular sexual energy, but from the things that, like I said, turn you on. I know, whatever that is. Show me Pisces, please. Show me Pisces. I can see, full stop, though, that you take your sexual experiences to a very deep place. Very. In a way that would probably only make sense to you. How you relate them to yourself. Very specific. The Knights of Wands. The Three of Wands. You see, it's not, you don't have it, honey. You're just separated from it. There's so much longing in you. Anyway, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. Okay. We'll get to that. Page of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Chariot. You haven't made up your mind yet, energetically or physically, and all that other stuff. You know, you have such a natural passion in you. You really do. It's stretched out too. You don't have any problem anticipating passion. You have no mind whatsoever towards waiting a little bit. I'm not saying you have to wait for your passionate selves to explore each other. What I'm saying is that you don't have a problem with it. You don't mind if there's a little time stretched out. You don't. You really don't. You know, you can take your time. You appreciate a good kiss too. I like that. That's one of the best elements, honey. You like a good kiss. In fact, you can find a lot of fire in the kiss. Kind of tells you how turned on you should be and how turned on the other person is. For some of you, that's a very strong indication of the passion you naturally feel. How much do they feel for me? It's kind of like you're saying it's in the kiss. What is that, Cher? Yeah. It's in his kiss. Yeah, some of you. Or her kiss. You don't have any problem, but you're also saying you kind of get used to your passion always being delayed or stretched out. Okay? I'll get to that Ace of Pentacles in a minute. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, someone doesn't invest in the fire. Full stop. They don't invest in it. It's not of importance. I don't know. It always makes me nervous when someone shows me minimization over sexuality. Because it's if that's true for them, then that's their truth. It's my problem with it is when somebody tries to make that someone else's truth when it's not theirs. It's not your truth. It's one thing I don't care about passion. I don't care about fire. We're too old for that. I don't make out anymore. I'm not comfortable with it. Okay, that's their truth. That's theirs. Again, the issue is when we try to impose our truths on other people like they're supposed to be cool with it. It's not. You cannot just assume to take that kind of thing for granted. You can't. It's kind of like saying, look, here's the equivalent of it, but with love. And we're water signs, so we should get this, yeah? That's the idea. Love's not a big deal. I don't need to invest in that to have a relationship with you. You see how the language, if we change a little bit, how fucking ludicrous it is? I don't need love to invest in a relationship with you. It's just not that big a deal. Love's overrated anyway. It's just a relationship. It's fine. The way it is fine, and it should be fine for you. So, do you hear how ludicrous it is? If some people really don't care about sex, they don't want to invest in it, that's their truth. But that doesn't mean it has to be yours. So we can't assume these things. And it's clearly not yours. There's a big difference between someone who's naturally passionate and you love a good exercise in your passionate sexual energies. But it's not like you're an absolute sex hound either. With the Three of Wands, you're used to stretching it out. You're used to it. You can go for long periods, and it's not an issue. You know? You don't mind the anticipation. You don't mind the seasons changing. I'm not saying like that. I can go 3 or 4 months, and maybe some of you can. But it's like fire is also natural to you, too. It is. Your passion is natural to you, too. You are naturally a sexually expressive Pisces. But it's not like you're a hellhound for it either. With the Three of Wands, it pulls it back considerably. So, yeah, I mean, there's no wonder then why you are privately contemplating your break from this. It doesn't suit you. And they minimize it. But that's not your experience. And if you are in a connection where they didn't always used to be like that, that kind of tells you where it is now. And you have to operate from a space of now, not back then. Because back then is not now. Okay? A lot of people look to the past to tell them the future. And sometimes it works, but more often than not, it's the present that's telling us what's up. Okay? This is the past, and this is my present, and this has been my present for a while. And my present has become my past. Is it safe to assume then that it's going to be like this in the future? Yeah, because no change plus no change equals no change. Now, what's between you two is the Ace of Pentacles. That tells me then, in theory, you both have the opportunity for a new beginning. Okay? Or you can both put more into it. Yes, it's a choice. Absolutely, it's a choice. So here's the thing. If someone's constantly opting out of that choice, but you would opt in, that means you're contributing to a renewed ace, and they're not. See what I'm saying? They are who they are, and you are who you are. And neither one of you is wrong. But trying to force yourself to both be right or wrong isn't working either, because it doesn't work for either of you. Okay? So you can either both have a brand new beginning. Okay, wish each other well. I hope you find someone who's more like you, because I need to find someone who's more like me. Or you can continue to put your sexual energy on standby and contribute to it when it makes itself more available, which, according to this person, isn't a lot. The Seven of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, that's blocking the investment entirely. I'm sure every now and again some intimacy springs out, because Seven of Wands is not full blockage, but more often than not, the barrier's up. Okay? Nine of Wands is more like full blockage. But it's on such a low investment, Page of Pentacles. I mean, Page of Wands, Seven of Swords, the Chariot. You're showing me you're hesitant around the idea of moving forward. Okay, like I said, you're just now in a space where you're starting to look at these things and how you yourself have become a little bit more distant from it. In other words, your desire to go towards this has gone down too. But it's because it's most likely it's not available to you. Again, when you assume someone should have the same sexual needs as you over time, you've assumed wrong. Okay? It's not good for either person. Your sexual energy has changed. Can you both adopt and adapt and change? Or do you both more or less have an indication things are going to stay as they are, where one person is okay with it and the other one's not? you know? And 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, the Knight of Wands. There it is again. This is a constant struggle for you. You act like it's not, but that's because you got used to it. This is a constant struggle for you. It's a constant fight to get this person to have any sort of soft sexual energy towards you. Anything that is compatible, anything that's giving or fluid, it fights. 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands. It doesn't want to give itself sexually to you. Fine. Fine. But that's not how a healthy connection should act either. You need what you need. They don't want what they don't want. Like I said, neither one of you is wrong. It's just your two rights aren't matching up. Okay? I'm sorry, but it shouldn't be that damn difficult. It really shouldn't. No. I don't know how long you two have been connected, but it's enough for you to quietly understand and actively begin to explore this idea of this is as good as it's good. It's probably not going to change with that 7 of Pentacles, and I should probably start thinking about breaking from it. But it's hard. You haven't fully committed to the idea yet, okay? But yeah, no, it's really the sexual energy shouldn't be this difficult, honey. Okay, say what you will about a Page of Pentacles and a Page of Wands. I'd be like, they're trying to open up. They are. It's not a lot. You know, maybe it's a handy. Maybe it's a blowjob. I don't know. But the thing is that they're trying. They're trying. This is more like a very begrudging act of intimacy that they give out on occasion for something special like your birthday. Okay? No, it shouldn't. And that's begrudging too. I mean, honestly. You're not compatible. Own it. 9 of Cups, Page of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. In your heart's desire, you would open up and like to open up to something that actually functions and works for the both of you. I think that's why you hesitate, because I can tell that you're remembering how it used to be, but having to come to terms with more and more every day about how it is now. Okay, so that's something that you need to continue to think about and contemplate on. But I will tell you this, that level of sexual energy should not be that damn disgruntled. I mean, honestly, you know, can you even hold hands with this person without them getting pissed off? I mean, honestly. Harmony is in the, no, that came out in reverse, honey. Harmony's in the reverse here. No shit. Number 28, harmony. No, we're not sexually harmonized at all. You are not sexually harmonious with this person. And therefore, it's affecting your emotional state as well. Okay. Surrendering, jealousy, calling back. It's like, what's this jealousy element? Oh, remembering, surrendering. Because the calling back's in reverse. It's like if we surrender, I can't call this back. You know, well, you're right. It would have to be over, wouldn't it? So what can you live with? Sacrificing your sexual energy? And maybe you can harmonize with it? What if they're still not happy after that? What if they don't want the emotional part either? At what point are you willing to deharmonize yourself if it means keeping this? What is this jealousy? What's the jealousy thing about? What's that jealousy thing about? Surrendering to jealousy? What? Someone else can have you? Someone else can have them? Jealousy is unnecessary when you realize there could be someone more compatible with myself with this person, and maybe they wouldn't be so fucking miserable. What's with the jealousy element? There doesn't need to be jealousy in this. I don't envy this. Do you? Someone's jealous, the other one might have propositions. You know, it's like, I don't want sexual energy with you, but I don't want anyone else to have you either. What is that? That sounds unhealthy to me. That means I don't want you to be happy no matter what. In theory or in life. That says unhealthy, honey. That's unhealthy. And if they don't want to be sexually expressive to you, then what's there to be jealous of? I would say wish them well. Hope you connect to someone you can actually open up to, because it ain't me. You know, some things aren't worth being jealous over. Jealousy is an indication of want and desire or lack thereof. Are you jealous of other people then who have sexual fulfillment? I don't know. I'm saying jealousy, while it can be informative, is ultimately useless. Do something to change it to where you're not jealous. The letter S and U, we have the palm hand. Someone here is deeply spiritual. They understand that their sexuality is tied to their sense of sacredness. Yes, that's the way it should be. Butterflies in reverse. This hasn't transformed. I see that. We have the medallion of Aquarius. It's in the reverse, the keyword here being friendly. Yeah, more friendship than anything else. Okay. Pisces, honey, there's something, I think there's a lot in here for you to think about, and I can see that the process has just begun. It needs to continue here. It really shouldn't stop here at all. Okay. Don't let this rest here. There's a lot more work to be done here in terms of understanding this and what does it mean to you. How has this changed you or has it not changed? That kind of thing. Okay? I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, we're going to start by clarifying your Ace of Wands. What's going on? Ace of Wands just kind of gives us a temperature check about our intimate energies and what's going on there, yeah? Show me those Cancerian intimate energies, please. Show me those Cancerian intimate energies. All right. Court of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and Temperance. Okay, straight up, straight away, you've been trying to heal your sexual energies. Okay, it looks like you're doing a good job of it too. You feel what you feel. Don't get me wrong. Four of Swords and Intimate Tarot is still masturbation. Okay, but the thing is that you know when to honor the space that you need. All right, and you take your healing energies to a very deep place. Temperance, patience, compassion for yourself, King of Pentacles. You really trust yourself. You really do. You trust yourself. You trust your own sense of sexual healing. You trust yourself when you say, I need to heal my sexual energies. Okay, some of you might be going through outwardly a celibacy period, but you yourself understand that it's the space you need at this time. Okay, you're very grounded on this particular subject. You're saying you know what you need. And you actually have a great deal of natural passion in you. All right? That's normal, natural, and healthy to you. You're actually very comfortable with your body there at the King of Pentacles. You know what turns you on. You also seem to take your sexual energy to a deep place. Again, that's healing in nature. So that already kind of tells me that you take your sexual self and your sacred self to the same areas. All right? You can have some very deep sensual experiences. You know how to please you. That's an understatement. Okay? I'm just kind of curious. And don't get me wrong, I completely support what you're doing here. Sometimes it's just something we need to do. Okay? We keep our sexual energies to ourselves. We keep them open and exploratory, but to ourselves. We understand what works for us better, and sometimes we just need the quiet time to be our own persons, okay, without necessarily being tied to someone else's sexual energy. And you learn a lot. You've learned a lot. Like I said, you can take some of your experiences to very deep places. My question is, and it's beautiful, I respect your process, I honor your process. I want to see why. Okay? What's going on? What's going on, please? Show me, Cancer. Show me, Cancer, please. What is going on for Cancer? All right. What's going on, please? Two of Cups. The Hanged Man. Temperance again. So it's not just you. Five of Pentacles. The World. I see. Okay. The Magician. The King of Swords. The Chariot. That's you. Right there towards the end, yeah? Okay. The Hanged Man with the Two of Cups. Currently, your emotional state is suspended. You're showing me that you're flying solo emotionally and sexually. But it's for a reason. It's for a good reason. Of course it is. Right now, you're gaining some necessary insight about love and emotional compatibility. Okay? And in many respects, it soothes you. When you contemplate love and someone else's love, it soothes you. Emotionally and sexually. But you learn a lot from it too. That means there are some painful parts in there that need healing, which you've been working on. Right now, you're keeping your sexual energy to yourself, like I said. So too your emotions. it's something you think about a little bit more every day. How you would like that Two of Cups for it to stand next to you. For you to experience it, for you to love it in equal back and forth in exchange. The Two of Cups being emotional kind of, this is our exchange. Okay? And you think about that and it's suspended. So I can tell that you're not currently active in it. But you reflect on it a great deal. Your sexual energy lingers in there too. And it's not just you. I have someone over here, Five of Pentacles, the World. It looks like they self-imposed an exit. Okay? They took themselves out of the connection with you in some way. Okay? It hurt them to do it. I'm not trying to score points with anybody. I read what's here, not what isn't. It hurt them to do it. Okay? But again, that looks pretty self-voluntary. You know, they remove themselves. They said it was over. They walked. They abandoned. I don't know. Okay? So it's not just you that's healing. It's them too. All right? You're showing me healing because you want to prepare. Your healing's a little different. Theirs is, it's over and I'm still learning to separate myself from it. Okay? They have their reasons. And like I said, I believe you're in preparation. Because you kind of told me over and over again, I look forward maybe one day to sharing love that's equal to me. Therefore, my sexual energy is equal to whomever that is. Maybe one day. Temperance. But until then, I see to my own needs. Until then, I heal myself, and that includes my sexual energy. You're saying, practically speaking, it's what I know to do. And you're right. I said you are someone who is naturally very passionate. And it comes out in a sensory way. So not only do you see your own needs, you understand where you've come from sexually speaking, emotionally speaking, and where you are today, and where you actually see yourself going in future. The Magician, King of Swords, the Chariot. I don't know when. You will be ready. I just know that you will be. I know that once you've made up your mind, you're out. You're gone. It's not that just moving on, moving towards. When you are ready to take your strides at full-length stride, uninterrupted strides, okay? No break in your strides. You will move forward. Emotionally, sexually, mentally, spiritually. And it will be at an amazing pace. But right now, you're in this kind of lovely cocoon. And I don't want anything to disrupt that process for you, okay? And I see you contemplating love, specifically the equality of it. And I think that's one of the reasons you're showing me preparedness is because you anticipate that for yourself in future. Being on the same page with somebody, I just know that you are. You anticipate it emotionally and sexually. And that's one of the things that soothes you, is that knowing life for you has not ended here just because someone voluntarily exits it or they called it over or... I don't know. Unfortunately, the sexual energy here is so blunt and broken, disconnected. I don't know when it cycled out. I honestly don't know. I just know time is needed. They need to do their thing. I'm just focusing on you and how you apply temperance. You understand, or perhaps you're better trying to understand how your sexuality relates to you as a person overall. And you're taking it to a very deeply spiritual place, all that good stuff. Okay. But I promise you, okay, I promise you, the Magician, King of Swords, the Chariot, when it's time for you to move forward in your sexual energy, otherwise you will know, and there will be no hesitation. Let's get some advice for you, please. I hate the vague stuff, but this is where we are sometimes. And like I said, you're in this lovely cocoon state. So when you emerge into your kind of final butterfly, I don't know. Let's get some advice, please. It does not stop here, honey. It does not stop here. All right? Ten of Cups, the stars, the Nine of Wands. Whatever this was, you said it was... You tried so hard to maintain a full vision with this. You really did. But there was a part of it that was never a complete picture for you for a long time. It wasn't a complete picture. You tried, goodness knows, you tried to make a complete picture with this for a long time. Ten of Cups and the star, that's kind of a long-standing value of emotional harmony between yourself and other people who matter. And it was a long, sustaining vision, emotional commitment, bare minimum. You know, tried to navigate your life by that for a long time. Emotional harmony, keeping the peace. But there was always a part that was shut off. Nine of Wands. The intimate energies, emotional as well as sexual, there was always a part or had been walled off for a long time. So while to everyone else, all might have seemed well for a long-term vision, where it counted in the Two of Cups, wasn't. Looks can be deceiving. So the next time you stand up for a cup, make sure it stands up next to you equally. Okay? And you won't have to fight for a vision that all is well, because you'll be part of a vision that all is well, and you won't have to maintain any sort of look, and you won't have to be met with so many objections or walls. You won't have to play nice when things are nice. You know? You don't have to play in love when you are in love. You understand? Even if you asked for that cycle, okay, and you might have done, especially since you are really, really thriving in your place of peace and healing, you might have asked for that cycle. That's not the point. They exited pretty, I say easily, but I think let me put it this way, it wasn't perhaps too hard for you to ask. Let's put it that way. The Magician, Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you were on the fence for a long time if you should continue to manifest making this work. Honey, you can make anything work with anybody. I can make things work with my neighbors down the street. That doesn't mean I'm trying to have an intimate relationship with them. You know, it's like a thing. Work is work is work. What you put in is what you should be getting back from it, right? Relationships aren't too dissimilar. They're really not. In fact, they're the same. They just have different tones. Instead of a paycheck, it... See what I'm saying? There's too much confusion about whether you should continue to summon this to make it work. I think you know, but it feels good to have some of your power back, right? Sense of ownership, empowerment. Okay. This, beautiful. This, I understand your contemplation of it. I also am convinced that you are in anticipation of other things. Preparation, if you will, for things that are further out. I know you are. I say you're making really large strides, advancement further out. I don't know when, because you're still back here, and you will be, so let's not rush that process, okay? I don't know when you'll start showing your first signs of life, ready to break out of the cocoon. You will know best, okay? You would know best. When it's time to open up, it'll be time to open up, all right? I don't know who is next on the journey with you, but you will in due course. Empathy. You have a lot of empathy. Number 27. Okay. You have a lot of empathy for the situation, for the person. You understood how they felt. You knew this wasn't easy. And you want harmony. There it is again. Yeah, harmony. There's a lot of disharmony here. We had a lot of empathy here. And we wanted to harmonize. We really tried to harmonize as best we could, as long as we could. So it's not like you were playing along. You authentically tried to connect to empathy. Well, they're right. I should strive for more to make it work or to keep playing along everything. I mean, you could empathize with that. But at some point, you have to understand your empathy can hurt you if it's not returned. Okay? If you could feel the pressure and the empathy to keep something intact, they should have understood the empathy about perhaps you've been wanting to break away. And where was that coming from? I don't know. Who was it? I don't remember who was it. Salt and Pepper? They said, no, En Vogue. I honestly don't remember. It's such an obscure 90s reference. I give to the needy, not the greedy. Greed shows, need shows. So, I don't know. I just have this feeling that perhaps you were overly empathetic to a situation you were part of. That doesn't necessarily mean it was empathetic towards you. The letters B, K. We have the spider web in reverse and upside down. We don't want to continue to build a web around this. We have the peacock here. You have a grander display than this. You know, there's so much more in you to show. You have a beauty, okay, a calmness around you, serenity. You have vibrancy, color, life. You still have yet more of a grand display. Okay? Okay, Cancer, honey. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.